Stress and anxiety have become unwelcome constants in today's fast-paced world. It's as if every notification on our phones, every approaching deadline, and even the seemingly endless stream of traffic is conspiring to weigh us down. But what if there was a way to reclaim your inner peace, to find calm amidst the chaos? Enter Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that remains incredibly relevant in modern life. It doesn't promise to eliminate challenges, but equips you with the tools to handle them with grace and strength. These 38 strategies will help you master your mind, navigate stress, and find clarity in a world that often feels overwhelming. But before we dive in, let's begin with a story that might feel all too familiar. Meet Elena, a marketing professional who thrives on deadlines and creative challenges. Or so it seemed. Her days were packed. Early morning gym sessions, endless meetings, client calls during lunch, and a nightly ritual of reviewing emails that she couldn't ignore. Her weekends? Filled with catching up on tasks she'd missed during the week. At first, Eleanor felt proud of her ability to juggle so much. She wore her busyness like a badge of honor. But then, the cracks started to show. She began waking up in the middle of the night, her mind racing with unfinished to-do lists. Simple tasks, like replying to a friend's message, felt insurmountable. Her once vivid creativity dulled, replaced by constant worry and exhaustion. One afternoon, after a particularly chaotic meeting, her mentor Alex stopped by her office. "Elena," he said, "you remind me of a story I once heard about a soldier trying to fight every battle at once. The soldier thought this made him stronger, but in reality, it only made him weaker. He couldn't focus on what truly mattered and eventually lost his purpose." Alex handed her a book on Stoic philosophy and said, "Maybe this can help you find clarity." Eleanor was skeptical, but intrigued. That evening she opened the book and was struck by a quote. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Slowly, she began incorporating Stoic practices into her life. She started journaling each morning, reflecting on what was within her control. She practiced intentional breathing during stressful moments and set boundaries to protect her time. She even adopted the habit of letting go when things didn't go as planned, something she used to obsess over. Over time, the changes were profound. Elena felt more grounded and resilient. Stressful situations no longer unraveled her. Her creativity returned, and with it, a deeper sense of fulfillment. Eleanor's journey is a testament to the transformative power of Stoic principles. The challenges didn't vanish, but her approach to them changed entirely. Now it's your turn to embrace these 38 Stoic strategies and rewrite your own story. Let's begin. 1. Physiological sigh for real-time stress reduction. Stress has a way of creeping up on us, tightening our chest and making our thoughts race uncontrollably. You've probably experienced moments when the pressure of work deadlines, family responsibilities, or personal challenges feels insurmountable. What if I told you there's a way to regain calm in seconds? The physiological sigh, a natural response hardwired into your body, is a potent tool to combat stress in real time. The physiological sigh is a double inhale followed by a long, slow exhale. While it might sound overly simple, its effects are profound. This breathing pattern is not just a human trait. It's seen in animals, particularly when they're settling into sleep or recovering from a scare. It's nature's reset button, helping you lower your stress levels by balancing oxygen and carbon dioxide in your bloodstream. The act of consciously performing a physiological sigh works wonders when stress hits hard and fast. Here's how it works. Stress increases the levels of carbon dioxide in your body, which creates a sense of tension and agitation. The physiological sigh combats this by maximizing oxygen intake and rapidly expelling excess carbon dioxide, essentially calming your internal alarm system. It's easy to try. Inhale deeply through your nose. Take a second quick inhale before exhaling, and then release the air through your mouth in a controlled, prolonged manner. Repeat this 2 or 3 times, and you'll notice the tension in your body begin to ease. What makes this technique so remarkable is its accessibility. It doesn't require any special equipment or an elaborate setup. You can use it while sitting in your car, waiting for an important meeting, or even during an argument. The key is intention. By consciously practicing the physiological sigh, you're sending a clear message to your body and brain: I'm in control. The Stoics would have embraced such a practice wholeheartedly. After all, their philosophy centered around mastering one's internal state, regardless of external chaos. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of returning to the present moment and finding tranquility within oneself. The physiological sigh offers a modern physiological approach to this timeless principle. When you perform it, you're not just calming your body, you're reclaiming your mental clarity and resilience. This small yet powerful act reminds us that we possess more control over our emotional state than we often realize. In the midst of life's storms, a simple breath can anchor you, providing the clarity and composure needed to tackle any challenge. Practice it regularly, and it can become your secret weapon against stress, a silent affirmation of your ability to navigate the chaos of life with grace and strength. 2. Exhale emphasized breathing to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Life's stresses have a way of putting us in a constant state of fight or flight. Whether it's a looming deadline, a difficult conversation, or just the cumulative weight of daily responsibilities, our bodies often react as if we're under attack. Our heart races, our breathing quickens, and our minds start to spiral. In these moments, the power of a controlled, intentional breath, specifically one with a long, drawn-out exhale, can transform your physiological and emotional state. Exhale emphasize breathing is a technique where the exhale is deliberately extended to be longer than the inhale. This seemingly simple adjustment has profound effects on the body. By elongating the exhalation, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your autonomic nervous system responsible for rest, relaxation, and recovery. Essentially, it's like pressing the brakes on a runaway train, helping you transition from a state of heightened alertness to one of calm focus. To practice, take a deep inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6 or 8. You can feel the effects almost immediately as your heart rate begins to slow and your body starts to release tension. This practice works because it communicates safety to your brain. The long exhale sends a signal that there's no immediate danger, allowing your mind and body to shift out of survival mode. What's remarkable about exhale-emphasized breathing is how versatile it is. You can use it during a heated argument to keep your cool before stepping onto a stage to speak, or even in the middle of a chaotic workday to regain focus. It's not just a tool for managing stress, it's a tool for mastery over your emotions, your actions, and your responses. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require you to stop everything you're doing or retreat to a quiet space. You can seamlessly integrate it into your daily routine, using it as a reset button whenever life feels overwhelming. And the more you practice, the more it becomes second nature, equipping you to face challenges with a steady and composed demeanor. In the context of Stoicism, this practice aligns perfectly with the philosophy of cultivating inner peace amidst external chaos. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control what happens around us, we can control how we respond. Exhale-emphasized breathing embodies this principle, giving you a tangible way to bridge the gap between thought and action, between reaction and intentional response. When you master your breath, you master your state of being. Exhale-emphasized breathing isn't just about calming your body, it's about reclaiming your power in the moment. It's a subtle yet profound act of self-care and self-discipline, reminding you that even in the most chaotic circumstances, you have the tools to restore balance and maintain your composure. By practicing this regularly, you're not just managing stress, you're building a foundation for resilience, focus, and enduring strength. 3. Inhale. Emphasized breathing to increase alertness. In the symphony of survival, our breathing often plays a subtle but crucial role. You might not realize it, but the way you inhale and exhale holds a profound power over your state of mind and body. One particularly transformative technique is inhale-emphasized breathing, a strategy rooted in leveraging the body's natural physiology to heighten alertness and focus. Imagine feeling sluggish during a meeting or struggling to stay awake during an afternoon lull. Instead of reaching for a cup of coffee, a few intentional breaths can do wonders. Inhale-emphasized breathing involves taking a longer or more forceful inhalation compared to the exhalation. This shifts the balance of your autonomic nervous system toward activation, engaging the sympathetic nervous system, the part of you that revs up your engine and prepares you to tackle challenges. In simpler terms, this technique wakes you up, sharpens your focus, and primes your body for action. When we inhale deeply, the diaphragm pulls downward, creating more space in the chest cavity. This action draws in oxygen-rich air, which is distributed to your blood and brain. With each intentional inhalation, your heart rate subtly increases, a process known as respiratory sinus arrhythmia. This slight uptick in heart rate sends signals to your brain, particularly to areas responsible for attention and decision-making. Essentially, your brain interprets these deep breaths as a cue that you need to be alert and ready to respond. The beauty of this technique lies in its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need specialized equipment or an extended time frame to reap the benefits. All it takes is a few intentional breaths to trigger a cascade of physiological changes. Start by sitting upright, as posture plays a significant role in the effectiveness of this method. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs as much as possible, and then exhale naturally without forcing it. Repeat this pattern for about 1 to 2 minutes. You'll likely notice an immediate shift in your energy levels and mental clarity. One of the best times to practice inhale-emphasized breathing is during moments when you feel your energy dipping, whether it's mid-morning fatigue, a post-lunch slump, or a long drive that requires your full attention. This technique can quickly recharge your system. It's especially useful in environments where caffeine or stimulants might not be ideal, such as late in the day when you want to avoid disrupting your sleep cycle. Inhale-emphasized breathing isn't just a tool for staying awake. It's a gateway to improved performance. Athletes use this method to boost their oxygen intake before intense activities. Professionals rely on it before public speaking engagements to steady their nerves and enhance focus. Students use it to stay sharp during late-night study sessions. Regardless of the context, This breathing style can amplify your readiness to face challenges. However, like any tool, it requires practice to master. Initially, you might feel slightly lightheaded if you inhale too aggressively, so it's essential to approach it with moderation and mindfulness. As you practice, you'll learn to fine-tune the technique to suit your body's needs and your environment's demands. Inhale-emphasized breathing also ties into a broader philosophy of self-regulation. In a world where distractions and stresses abound, having a strategy to manage your energy levels is invaluable. By practicing this simple technique regularly, you empower yourself to navigate your day with greater control and effectiveness. It's a small action with a significant payoff, reinforcing the idea that our well-being is deeply connected to the way we engage with our breath. The next time you find yourself battling fatigue or struggling to focus, remember that your breath is a powerful ally. A few deliberate inhales can shift your physiology, sharpen your mind, and prepare you for whatever lies ahead. It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most profound. 4. Cyclic sighing for relaxation and sleep induction. There's a reason why sighing feels so satisfying. It's a natural, reflexive action that our body uses to recalibrate itself, often occurring during moments of emotional release, deep thought, or relief. But what if this simple act of sighing could be transformed into a deliberate technique to relax deeply and even prepare for sleep? Enter cyclic sighing, a method that combines slow, controlled breathing with the natural mechanics of sighing to bring about profound relaxation. Cyclic sighing leverages your body's built-in stress regulation system. At its core, this technique involves taking 2 consecutive inhales, followed by a long, slow exhale. The first inhale partially inflates your lungs, while the second, shorter inhale fully expands them, maximizing oxygen intake. The extended exhale that follows then activates the parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to your body that it's time to relax and unwind. This technique is particularly effective because of its direct impact on carbon dioxide levels in the blood. During periods of stress or shallow breathing, carbon dioxide can build up, creating a sense of discomfort and unease. Cyclic sighing works to balance these levels, improving oxygen exchange and promoting a sense of calm. By elongating the exhale, you also decrease your heart rate, which further supports relaxation and prepares the body for rest. To practice cyclic sighing, find a quiet, comfortable space where you can sit or lie down without interruptions. Begin by taking a deep inhale through your nose, followed by a second, shorter inhale to fully expand your lungs. Then, exhale slowly through your mouth, making the exhalation longer than the combined duration of the 2 inhales. Repeat this pattern for several minutes, aiming for a rhythm that feels natural and unforced. The effects of cyclic sighing can be felt almost immediately. As your breathing slows, your body transitions from a state of alertness to one of restfulness. This makes it an ideal technique for winding down at the end of a long day or preparing for sleep. For those who struggle with insomnia or racing thoughts at night, cyclic sighing can serve as a bridge to a more tranquil state of mind. Beyond its use for sleep induction, cyclic sighing is a versatile tool for managing stress in real time. Imagine being stuck in traffic, feeling your frustration mount with every honk and delay. Instead of letting your stress spiral, you can turn to this breathing technique to regain your composure. The deliberate focus on your breath helps anchor you in the present moment, creating a buffer against the chaos around you. Cyclic sighing is also backed by neuroscience. Research has shown that deep breathing practices like this one can influence the vagus nerve, a critical player in the parasympathetic nervous system. By stimulating this nerve, cyclic sighing helps regulate your body's stress response, reducing cortisol levels and promoting a sense of well-being. One of the most remarkable aspects of cyclic sighing is its accessibility. Unlike more complex relaxation techniques that require significant time or training, this method is simple enough for anyone to practice. Whether you're at home, in the office, or even on an airplane, a few minutes of cyclic sighing can help you reset and recharge. In our fast-paced, always-on world, the importance of intentional relaxation cannot be overstated. Chronic stress not only affects our mental health, but also takes a toll on our physical well-being, contributing to issues like high blood pressure, weakened immunity, and poor sleep quality. Cyclic sighing offers a counterbalance to these pressures, empowering you to take control of your stress and create moments of calm amidst the noise. As with any practice, consistency is key. The more you incorporate cyclic sighing into your daily routine, the more intuitive and effective it becomes. Over time, you'll find that it's not just a tool for relaxation, but a gateway to a deeper connection with your body and mind. The next time you feel overwhelmed or find yourself tossing and turning at night, remember the power of a sigh. Through cyclic sighing, you can tap into your body's natural relaxation mechanisms, easing tension and paving the way for restorative rest. It's a reminder that sometimes all it takes to find peace is a single, intentional breath. 5. Nasal breathing for added health benefits. Breathing is so instinctive that we rarely stop to think about how we do it. Yet, the way we breathe, whether through the nose or the mouth, can profoundly impact our physical health, mental clarity, and overall well-being. Nasal breathing in particular is a simple yet transformative practice that has been championed for its array of health benefits. It's not just about inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils. It's about optimizing the very process that keeps us alive. When we breathe through the nose, the air we take in undergoes a natural filtration process. The nasal passages are lined with tiny hairs and mucous membranes that trap dust, allergens, and other particles, ensuring cleaner air reaches the lungs. Additionally, the nose humidifies and warms the air, creating optimal conditions for oxygen exchange. This means that every breath through the nose is not only cleaner but also more efficient, delivering oxygen more effectively to the body. Beyond filtration, nasal breathing plays a crucial role in activating the diaphragm, a muscle vital for proper respiration. When we breathe deeply through the nose, the diaphragm moves downward, expanding the lungs and promoting better oxygenation. This process also helps regulate the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the blood, leading to improved cardiovascular health and enhanced endurance. For athletes, nasal breathing is often the key to unlocking peak performance, as it allows for sustained energy and reduced fatigue. One of the most fascinating aspects of nasal breathing is its impact on nitric oxide production. When air passes through the nasal passages, it stimulates the release of this molecule, which plays a critical role in vascular health. Nitric oxide helps dilate blood vessels, improving circulation and lowering blood pressure. It also has antimicrobial properties, enhancing the body's defense against respiratory infections. In short, nasal breathing is a natural way to boost your immune system and support heart health. From a neurological perspective, nasal breathing offers significant benefits for stress management and cognitive function. The nasal passages are directly linked to the brain's olfactory system, which influences emotions and memory. Controlled nasal breathing has been shown to reduce activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, while enhancing the functioning of the prefrontal cortex, which governs rational thinking and decision-making. This is why practices like yoga and meditation often emphasize nasal breathing as a tool for achieving mental clarity and emotional balance. In today's fast-paced world, many of us unconsciously fall into the habit of mouth breathing, especially during moments of stress or exertion. However, mouth breathing bypasses the body's natural filtration and humidification systems, leading to dry mouth, bad breath, and even an increased risk of respiratory infections. Over time, chronic mouth breathing can contribute to conditions like sleep apnea, fatigue, and poor dental health. The good news is that nasal breathing is a habit that can be cultivated with conscious effort. To integrate nasal breathing into your daily life, start by observing your current breathing patterns. Are you breathing through your nose or your mouth during rest and activity? If you notice a tendency toward mouth breathing, try to gently redirect your breath through your nostrils. During physical activity, this may feel challenging at first, but with practice, your body will adapt. Techniques like nasal tape during sleep can also help train your body to breathe through the nose, improving sleep quality and overall health. For those who struggle with nasal congestion or allergies, nasal breathing may initially seem impractical. In such cases, using saline sprays or engaging in steam inhalation can help clear the nasal passages. It's worth consulting a healthcare professional if persistent blockages make nasal breathing difficult, as addressing underlying issues can unlock this powerful health practice. Ultimately, nasal breathing is about more than just improving how we breathe. It's about optimizing our interaction with the environment. With each breath, we nourish our body, calm our mind, and connect with the present moment. It's a reminder that the most profound changes often come from the simplest acts. By committing to nasal breathing, you're not just taking in air, you're taking a step toward greater vitality and well-being. 6. Understand stress response mechanisms. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but understanding how it works can transform the way we respond to it. At its core, stress is the body's natural reaction to perceived threats or challenges, a mechanism that has evolved over millennia to keep us alive. However, in today's modern world, where physical threats are rare and psychological pressures abound, our stress response can become overactive, leading to chronic stress and its detrimental effects. By delving into the mechanisms of stress, we can learn to harness its power and mitigate its harm. The stress response begins in the brain, specifically in the amygdala, which acts as the body's alarm system. When the amygdala perceives a threat, be it a looming deadline or a car veering too close, it sends a distress signal to the hypothalamus. This command center then activates the autonomic nervous system, which regulates involuntary body functions like heart rate and breathing. The result is the familiar fight-or-flight response, a surge of adrenaline and cortisol that prepares the body to face danger. Adrenaline, the fast-acting hormone, increases heart rate, elevates blood pressure, and redirects blood flow to essential muscles. This is why your heart races and your palms sweat during stressful situations. Cortisol, on the other hand, works more slowly but has a longer-lasting effect. It raises glucose levels in the bloodstream, providing a steady source of energy to sustain the body during prolonged stress. While these responses are life-saving in emergencies, they can become problematic when activated too frequently or for too long. Chronic stress keeps cortisol levels elevated, which can suppress the immune system disrupt sleep, and impair cognitive function. Over time, this can lead to a host of health issues, including anxiety, depression, hypertension, and even heart disease. The key to managing stress lies in understanding its dual nature. Stress, in moderation, can be beneficial. It sharpens focus, enhances performance, and motivates action, a phenomenon known as eustress. However, when stress becomes chronic or overwhelming, it transitions into distress, which can wreak havoc on the body and mind. Recognizing this distinction is the first step toward a healthier relationship with stress. One of the most effective ways to regulate the stress response is through the parasympathetic nervous system, often referred to as the rest and digest system. This counterbalances the fight or flight response, promoting relaxation and recovery. Practices like deep breathing, mindfulness, and regular physical activity can activate this system, helping the body return to a state of equilibrium after a stressful event. Another important aspect of managing stress is cognitive reframing, changing the way we interpret challenges. The brain's response to stress is influenced not only by the external situation, but also by our internal perspective. By viewing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats, we can reduce the intensity of the stress response. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but rather approaching them with a mindset of resilience and adaptability. Social connection also plays a vital role in moderating stress. Interactions with supportive friends and family members can reduce cortisol levels and enhance feelings of safety and belonging. This is why social isolation often exacerbates stress, while strong relationships act as a buffer against its effects. Understanding stress also involves acknowledging its triggers. These can vary widely from person to person, ranging from work pressures and financial concerns to interpersonal conflicts and self-imposed expectations. By identifying your specific stresses, you can take targeted steps to address or mitigate them. This might involve setting boundaries, delegating tasks, or simply learning to say no. Ultimately, stress is not the enemy. It's a signal. It alerts us to areas of our lives that need attention, whether that's a looming deadline, an unresolved conflict, or a lack of self-care. By understanding the mechanisms behind stress, we gain the tools to respond effectively and restore balance. It's a reminder that while we may not control the stresses in our lives, we can control how we respond to them. 7. Recognize the role of heart rate dynamics in stress. The rhythm of your heart is more than just a measure of life. It's a window into how your body is coping with stress. Heart rate dynamics, specifically the variation in time between heartbeats, offer profound insights into your emotional and physiological state. This variability, known as heart rate variability, HRV, is a key indicator of your body's ability to adapt to stress and maintain balance. Recognizing its role not only enhances your understanding of stress, but also empowers you with tools to better manage it. Heart rate variability is often misunderstood. A steady, unchanging heart rate may seem ideal, but in reality, a healthy heart is one that can flexibly respond to the demands of life. HRV reflects the interplay between the sympathetic nervous system, which activates the fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for the rest and digest state. When HRV is high, it signals that the body is balanced and capable of quickly shifting between these two states as needed. Conversely, low HRV suggests rigidity in the system, often linked to chronic stress, fatigue, or poor health. Stress directly impacts HRV. During acute stress, the sympathetic nervous system takes charge, causing the heart to beat faster and more uniformly. While this response is essential for handling immediate threats, prolonged activation leads to consistently low HRV, which can compromise resilience. Over time, this can manifest as physical symptoms such as fatigue, poor sleep, and susceptibility to illness, as well as mental challenges like anxiety and depression. The good news is that HRV is not a fixed metric. It's something you can improve. One of the most effective ways to boost HRV is through controlled breathing. Techniques such as diaphragmatic breathing or slow-paced breathing, e.g., 6 breaths per minute, enhance parasympathetic activity, promoting relaxation and restoring balance to the nervous system. These practices not only lower your heart rate, but also create a ripple effect, reducing cortisol levels and improving overall emotional stability. Exercise, particularly aerobic activities like walking, swimming, or cycling, also positively influences HRV. Regular physical activity strengthens the heart and enhances its capacity to respond flexibly to stress. However, it's important to strike a balance, as overtraining can have the opposite effect, suppressing HRV and exacerbating stress. Sleep quality is another critical factor. Poor or insufficient sleep diminishes HRV, leaving you less equipped to handle stress the next day. By prioritizing consistent sleep schedules and creating an environment conducive to rest, you can naturally improve heart rate dynamics. Practices such as avoiding screens before bed, reducing caffeine intake in the evening, and incorporating relaxation techniques can significantly enhance sleep and, in turn, HRV. Social connection, too, plays a surprisingly significant role in heart rate dynamics. Engaging in meaningful interactions with loved ones can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, improving HRV. Even simple acts like hugging, laughing, or having a heartfelt conversation can create physiological shifts that counteract stress. Recognizing the importance of HRV allows you to become more attuned to your body's signals. Wearable devices and apps now make it easier than ever to track HRV and gain insights into your stress levels. While these tools can be valuable, the ultimate goal is not just to monitor, but to take actionable steps to enhance resilience and balance. Over time, understanding and improving HRV can transform how you experience and respond to stress, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Heart rate dynamics serve as a reminder of the intricate connection between mind and body. By nurturing this balance, you're not just managing stress, you're cultivating a state of overall well-being. Paying attention to your heart's rhythm is one of the most intuitive yet powerful ways to build resilience and thrive in the face of life's pressures. 8. Avoid verbal prompts. Like calm down to reduce stress. Calm down. It's a phrase we've all heard and perhaps even said in moments of tension. But has anyone ever truly calmed down because they were told to? More often than not, such verbal prompts not only fail to alleviate stress, but can also escalate the situation, leaving both the speaker and the listener frustrated. Understanding why this happens and how to approach stress differently can revolutionize the way you interact with yourself and others during challenging times. Stress is an intense and often involuntary response, deeply rooted in the brain's limbic system. When someone is stressed, their amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing emotions, goes into overdrive. This triggers a cascade of physiological changes, including increased heart rate, shallow breathing, and heightened sensitivity. In this state, the brain is operating on a survival-first mode, prioritizing immediate action over rational thought. A directive like "calm down" doesn't address this physiological reality. Instead, it often feels dismissive, invalidating the emotional experience of the person in distress. The phrase "calm down" also carries an implicit judgment. It suggests that the person's reaction is disproportionate or unwarranted, which can intensify feelings of shame or frustration. This is particularly true in high-stress situations, where the individual may already feel overwhelmed or out of control. Rather than soothing the person, these words can act as a trigger, further amplifying the stress response. So, what can you do instead? The key lies in creating a sense of safety and understanding, both for yourself and others. If you're supporting someone else, start by acknowledging their emotions. Phrases like, "I can see that this is really upsetting for you," or "It's okay to feel this way," validate their experience without adding to the stress. Once they feel heard, you can gently guide them toward calming techniques, such as deep breathing or grounding exercises. If you're the one experiencing stress, the approach is similar. Instead of berating yourself with internal commands to calm down, focus on self-compassion. Recognize that stress is a natural response and that it's okay to feel overwhelmed. By acknowledging your emotions without judgment, you can begin to shift from a reactive state to a more reflective one. In these moments, physiological tools can be particularly effective. Practices like exhale-emphasized breathing or the physiological sigh can help regulate your nervous system, reducing the intensity of the stress response. Grounding techniques, such as naming 5 things you can see or feel, can also help anchor you in the present moment, creating space for clarity and calm. It's also important to consider the timing of stress management efforts. In the heat of the moment, the priority should be immediate de-escalation rather than problem-solving. Once the stress has subsided, you can reflect on the triggers and explore long-term strategies for building resilience. This might involve setting boundaries, adjusting expectations, or seeking support from a therapist or counselor. Avoiding verbal prompts like "calm down" doesn't mean ignoring stress. It means addressing it in a way that respects the complexity of human emotions. By focusing on understanding and regulation rather than dismissal, you can foster a sense of connection and empowerment, both for yourself and others. Over time, this approach not only reduces the impact of stress, but also strengthens your ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. 9. Leverage body-to-mind tools for better stress control. When stress creeps into our lives, it often feels like a purely mental battle. Racing thoughts, overwhelming worries, and mental fatigue can dominate our experience, leaving us feeling powerless. However, what many people overlook is the profound influence the body has on the mind. By leveraging body-to-mind tools, you can reclaim control over stress, starting not with your thoughts, but with your physiology. The connection between body and mind is not a one-way street. Just as mental stress can manifest in physical symptoms like headaches or tense muscles, physical actions can significantly influence mental states. This concept is rooted in the autonomic nervous system, which regulates many of the body's automatic functions, such as heart rate, digestion, and respiration. The autonomic nervous system operates in 2 primary modes: the sympathetic, fight or flight Judicious, and the parasympathetic, rest and digest system. Stress activates the former, but you can use body-focused tools to shift yourself into the latter. One of the most effective body-to-mind tools is breathing. It may seem too simple to be impactful, but controlled breathing techniques can profoundly alter your stress levels. For example, diaphragmatic breathing, taking slow, deep breaths from your belly, activates the vagus nerve, which promotes relaxation. This practice lowers heart rate, decreases cortisol levels, and signals your brain that it's safe to step out of a stress response. Another highly effective tool is the physiological sigh, which involves taking 2 quick inhales through the nose, followed by a slow, extended exhale through the mouth. This method naturally resets the body, reducing tension and creating a calming effect. The physiological sigh mimics a reflexive response the body uses to release carbon dioxide buildup, such as during moments of crying or deep relief, making it a powerful and accessible tool for real-time stress management. Physical movement is another body-to-mind strategy with immense benefits. Exercise, particularly aerobic activities like walking, jogging, or swimming, releases endorphins and reduces the levels of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Even gentle movement, such as stretching or yoga, can help relieve tension and improve your mood by enhancing circulation and promoting relaxation. Activities that combine movement with mindfulness, such as Tai Chi or Qi Gong, are particularly effective because they address both physical and mental aspects of stress. Cold exposure is another fascinating tool for stress control. Immersing yourself in cold water or taking a cold shower triggers a brief activation of the sympathetic nervous system, followed by a parasympathetic rebound. This helps train your body to recover from stress more efficiently while improving resilience. Cold exposure also stimulates the release of norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter that enhances focus and mood. Posture plays a surprisingly significant role in stress management. When we're stressed, our bodies often reflect it: slouched shoulders, tense jaws, and shallow breathing. By consciously adjusting your posture, such as standing tall, relaxing your shoulders, and opening your chest, you can influence your emotional state. This feedback loop, where body language affects mental well-being, is well documented in psychological research. Grounding techniques, which involve using physical sensations to anchor yourself in the present moment, are another powerful tool. Touching a textured surface, focusing on the feeling of your feet on the ground, or holding an object in your hand can interrupt the cycle of anxious thoughts and bring you back to a state of calm awareness. By integrating these body-to-mind tools into your daily routine, you create a foundation of resilience. These practices don't just help in the heat of the moment, they also train your body to recover from stress more effectively over time. When the mind feels chaotic, turning to the body can provide a clear, actionable path forward. It's a reminder that managing stress isn't just about willpower, it's about working with your entire system, mind and body, to restore balance. 10. Differentiate between short, medium, and long-term stress. Stress is often treated as a singular concept, but not all stress is created equal. It manifests in various forms, each with its own triggers, effects, and implications for your health and well-being. By differentiating between short, medium, and long-term stress, you gain the clarity needed to approach each type with the appropriate tools and strategies. Short-term stress, also known as acute stress, is the body's immediate response to a perceived challenge or threat. This type of stress is fleeting, often lasting minutes to hours, and is characterized by a rapid activation of the sympathetic nervous system. Imagine giving a presentation, narrowly avoiding a car accident, or facing a tight deadline. These are classic examples of short-term stress in action. Your body releases adrenaline and cortisol, heightening alertness, increasing heart rate, and sharpening focus. While this response can be uncomfortable, it's also highly functional, preparing you to tackle immediate challenges. The key to managing short-term stress is swift intervention. Tools like breathing exercises, grounding techniques, and mindful pauses can help bring your system back to baseline. The physiological sigh, for instance, is particularly effective in short-term stress scenarios, helping to counteract the rapid breathing and tension that accompany acute stress. The goal here is not to eliminate the stress response. It's an essential part of survival, but to ensure that it doesn't spiral into unnecessary intensity or duration. Medium-term stress occupies a gray area, lasting days or weeks. It often arises from ongoing challenges like preparing for an important event, managing a demanding project, or navigating a temporary life transition. While your body may initially handle this stress with the same acute response, the prolonged nature of medium-term stress can begin to take a toll. Sleep disruptions, muscle tension, and mental fatigue are common signs that your stress is lingering beyond the short term. To address medium-term stress, a layered approach is necessary. Incorporating restorative practices like regular exercise, meditation, and adequate sleep becomes crucial. These habits help regulate cortisol levels and provide a buffer against the accumulating effects of stress. Social support also plays a significant role in this stage. Sharing your concerns with a trusted friend or family member can help lighten the emotional load. Planning and organization are particularly valuable tools in this context, as they provide structure and reduce the uncertainty that often fuels medium-term stress. Long-term stress, or chronic stress, is the most insidious form. It persists for months or even years, often stemming from enduring situations such as financial difficulties, a toxic work environment, or ongoing caregiving responsibilities. Unlike short or medium-term stress, chronic stress operates in the background, subtly yet persistently taxing your system. Over time, it can lead to serious health consequences, including cardiovascular issues, immune dysfunction, and mental health disorders like anxiety and depression. The management of long-term stress requires a comprehensive strategy. First and foremost, identifying and addressing the root causes of stress is critical. This might involve seeking professional help, such as therapy or counseling, to navigate complex emotional landscapes. Establishing long-term self-care routines, such as regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and consistent sleep schedules, provides a foundation for resilience. Mindfulness practices, including meditation and journaling, can help you process emotions and maintain perspective. In some cases, lifestyle changes, like switching careers or setting firm boundaries, may be necessary to remove chronic stressors from your life. Understanding the distinctions between these types of stress allows you to respond more effectively. While short-term stress can be a motivating force, medium-term stress demands sustained effort, and long-term stress calls for systemic change. By tailoring your approach to the type of stress you're experiencing, you not only improve your ability to cope, but also protect your health and well-being in the long run. Recognizing the nuances of stress is the first step toward reclaiming your balance and thriving in the face of life's challenges. 11. Acknowledge positive contexts of stress. Stress often gets a bad reputation, portrayed as the villain responsible for sleepless nights, health issues, and a sense of overwhelming pressure. But what if we've been looking at stress through a distorted lens? The truth is, not all stress is detrimental. In fact, when approached with the right mindset, stress can be a powerful force for growth, resilience, and achievement. By acknowledging the positive contexts of stress, you unlock its potential to transform challenges into opportunities. Stress is inherently tied to our evolutionary biology. It's a mechanism that equips us to respond to immediate threats and pressures, ensuring our survival. But in modern life, stress doesn't just help us escape danger. It sharpens our focus, motivates action, and prepares us to excel in demanding situations. For example, think of the adrenaline rush you feel before a big presentation or athletic competition. That's stress, but in a form that pushes you to perform at your best. Positive stress, often referred to as eustress, arises in situations where the pressure is manageable and aligned with goals that matter to you. Consider starting a new job, pursuing a challenging hobby, or planning a significant life event like a wedding or graduation. These experiences are often accompanied by stress, but the kind that energizes rather than depletes. This type of stress signals that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, pushing boundaries, and growing in the process. The key to harnessing positive stress lies in your perception. If you view stress as a debilitating force, it's more likely to affect you negatively. However, if you reframe stress as a tool, an ally that helps you rise to the occasion, it becomes empowering. This shift in perspective is supported by research in psychology, which shows that individuals who perceive stress as beneficial experience fewer negative health effects and perform better under pressure. To cultivate a positive relationship with stress, start by identifying its sources. Are you stressed because you're working toward a meaningful goal? Does the stress stem from a desire to improve or achieve? If the answer is yes, recognize that the stress you feel is a sign of growth. Instead of resisting it, embrace it. Remind yourself that stress is part of the process, a natural byproduct of striving for something worthwhile. Another strategy for leveraging positive stress is setting clear, achievable goals. Stress becomes overwhelming when it's vague or unstructured, but when tied to specific objectives, it provides direction and focus. For instance, if you're stressed about a project deadline, break the task into smaller steps. Each step completed becomes a victory, reinforcing your confidence and reducing the overall sense of pressure. Positive stress also thrives on balance. Overloading yourself with responsibilities can turn even eustress into distress. Prioritize self-care alongside your efforts. Physical exercise, adequate sleep, and moments of relaxation aren't just ways to recover from stress. They enhance your capacity to channel it constructively. Finally, reflect on the outcomes of stressful situations you've faced in the past. Often, the most rewarding accomplishments come from periods of intense effort and pressure. Use these memories as evidence that stress can lead to positive results. When you acknowledge stress as a catalyst for growth, you begin to see it not as a burden, but as a stepping stone to success. By embracing the positive contexts of stress, you transform it from a source of tension into a wellspring of energy and purpose. Stress, when harnessed, can be a sign that you're on the right path, pursuing goals that matter and pushing yourself to new heights. Acknowledge its power and let it propel you forward. 12. Control overactivation to prevent vasovagal responses. Stress, while occasionally useful, can sometimes overwhelm the body's systems, leading to unwanted physical reactions. One of these is the vasovagal response, a phenomenon where excessive stress or overactivation of the nervous system results in a sudden drop in heart rate and blood pressure. This can cause symptoms like dizziness, nausea, or even fainting. While the vasovagal response is not inherently dangerous, it's disruptive and can be unsettling. Understanding how to control overactivation is crucial to preventing these responses and maintaining equilibrium under pressure. The vasovagal response is triggered when the body's autonomic nervous system, specifically the parasympathetic branch, overcompensates in its efforts to restore balance after stress. This typically happens in response to intense emotional or physical stress, such as seeing blood, experiencing fear, or standing for extended periods. While the body's intention is to calm the system, the overreaction can result in a temporary shutdown, leading to fainting or a feeling of extreme fatigue. Controlling overactivation begins with awareness. Recognizing the early signs of a vasovagal response, such as lightheadedness, sweating, or a feeling of warmth, allows you to take preventive action. Once these symptoms arise, one of the most effective strategies is to engage in grounding techniques that stabilize the body. Sitting down and placing your head between your knees can help maintain blood flow to the brain and prevent fainting. Breathing techniques also play a vital role in managing overactivation. When stress levels spike, shallow and rapid breathing can exacerbate the response. To counter this, slow, controlled breathing helps calm the nervous system without triggering a vasovagal reaction. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly for a count of 6. This practice activates the vagus nerve, encouraging a steady return to baseline without overcompensating. Progressive muscle relaxation is another effective tool. By consciously tensing and then relaxing different muscle groups, you create a physical release of tension. This method not only reduces the stress response, but also provides a tactile focus point, helping you regain control over your body and mind. Hydration and proper nutrition are often overlooked, but critical factors in preventing vasovagal responses. Dehydration and low blood sugar can make you more susceptible to these reactions. Ensuring you're well hydrated and consuming balanced meals with a mix of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates helps maintain stable energy levels and supports your body's ability to cope with stress. Visualization and mental reframing can also help control overactivation. If you anticipate a situation that might provoke a vasovagal response, such as a medical procedure or public speaking, mentally rehearse the scenario with a focus on calm and control. Imagine yourself navigating the experience with confidence, maintaining steady breathing and a sense of ease. In the long term, building resilience through regular stress management practices is key. Activities like yoga, mindfulness meditation, and cardiovascular exercise strengthen your body's ability to handle stress without tipping into overactivation. These habits not only reduce the frequency of vasovagal responses, but also improve your overall capacity to manage stress. Preventing overactivation requires a proactive approach, combining immediate interventions with long-term strategies. By tuning into your body's signals and implementing calming techniques, you can prevent the vasovagal response from derailing your day. In doing so, you reclaim your ability to navigate stressful situations with composure and confidence, ensuring that stress serves you rather than overwhelms you. 13. Aim for a balance of alertness and calm. Navigating modern life often feels like walking a tightrope between high energy demands and the need for rest. Striking the right balance between alertness and calm is essential for optimal functioning, both mentally and physically. When you find this equilibrium, you gain the capacity to respond effectively to challenges, make thoughtful decisions, and sustain your energy over time. Alertness is the state of being ready and focused, enabling you to take on tasks, meet deadlines, and engage with the world around you. Calmness, on the other hand, is the foundation for recovery, creativity, and maintaining your emotional well-being. Both states are necessary, but when one dominates too much, problems arise. Excessive alertness can lead to burnout, anxiety, and overreaction, while too much calmness may result in lethargy, lack of motivation, and missed opportunities. Achieving balance starts with understanding your natural rhythms. The body operates on a circadian rhythm, which governs energy levels throughout the day. Recognizing when you are naturally most alert, typically mid-morning and early evening for most people, allows you to align high-demand tasks with these peaks. Similarly, identifying when your energy dips helps you schedule breaks or engage in calming activities to restore balance. Breathing techniques are powerful tools for modulating your state. To enhance alertness, practice inhale-focused breathing, where you lengthen your inhalation slightly more than your exhalation. This stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, giving you a boost of energy. Conversely, when seeking calm, emphasize the exhale as it activates the parasympathetic system, promoting relaxation. Your environment also plays a critical role. Bright, natural light enhances alertness by regulating your circadian rhythm, while dim, soft lighting encourages relaxation. Similarly, sounds can be tailored to your needs. Upbeat music for focus and gentle white noise or nature sounds for calm. Making small adjustments to your surroundings can significantly impact your state of mind. Physical activity is another lever you can pull to balance alertness and calm. Engaging in vigorous exercise like running or weightlifting enhances alertness by increasing adrenaline and dopamine levels. Meanwhile, practices such as yoga, stretching, or tai chi can shift you into a state of calm, reducing stress hormones and encouraging mindfulness. Nutrition and hydration further influence your ability to maintain balance. Stimulants like caffeine are excellent for short-term alertness, but should be consumed mindfully to avoid jitteriness or energy crashes. On the flip side, herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint can help you wind down after a demanding day. Maintaining steady blood sugar levels through balanced meals prevents energy spikes and dips, fostering a more consistent state. Sleep is the ultimate regulator of your balance. Without adequate rest, your body struggles to achieve either alertness or calm. Prioritize sleep hygiene by setting a regular bedtime, creating a dark and cool sleeping environment, and avoiding screens an hour before bed. Quality sleep ensures that you wake up refreshed and better equipped to navigate the day's challenges. Mindfulness and mental reframing also support this balance. When you feel overwhelmed, grounding yourself in the present moment can reduce over-alertness. Similarly, if you're too calm and lack motivation, visualizing your goals and the steps to achieve them can reignite your focus. Journaling about your current state and identifying simple adjustments can be a reflective practice that fosters balance. The beauty of achieving equilibrium lies in its transformative effect on your overall well-being. When you balance alertness and calm, you gain the resilience to handle stress, the clarity to make sound decisions, and the presence of mind to enjoy the moments that matter. This harmony becomes a sustainable foundation for productivity and peace, allowing you to thrive in a world that often pulls you in opposite directions. 14. Adapt stress control techniques to specific scenarios. Stress is not a one-size-fits-all experience. The triggers, intensity, and context of stress can vary dramatically, and the techniques you use to manage it should adapt accordingly. Learning to tailor your stress control methods to specific scenarios equips you with a versatile toolkit, ensuring you can respond effectively no matter the challenge. For acute stress situations, such as a high-stakes presentation or a sudden conflict, immediate calming techniques are invaluable. Physiological sighs, where you take a long inhale followed by a second, shorter inhale before a deep exhale, can rapidly reduce the body's stress response. This technique helps restore equilibrium, allowing you to think clearly and act with confidence in the moment. Chronic stress, like that caused by a demanding job or ongoing personal issues, requires a different approach. Here, the focus shifts to building resilience over time. Regular practices like mindfulness meditation, journaling, and consistent physical activity serve as buffers against the wear and tear of long-term stress. These techniques create a foundation of stability, making you less reactive to ongoing pressures. Social stress, such as navigating interpersonal relationships or dealing with public scrutiny, often benefits from tools that enhance emotional regulation. Techniques like intentional breathing, mental reframing, or even rehearsing conversations beforehand can help you manage your emotions and communicate effectively. In these scenarios, reminding yourself of what is within your control, your reactions, tone, and clarity, can shift your focus away from external judgments. For anticipatory stress, such as preparing for an event or awaiting news, visualization is a powerful tool. Picture yourself navigating the situation successfully, focusing on the steps you'll take rather than the unknown outcomes. Pairing this with physical relaxation techniques, like progressive muscle relaxation, can prevent the buildup of physical tension associated with waiting. Environmental stresses, like noisy surroundings or chaotic schedules, often require adjustments to your external circumstances. Noise-canceling headphones, a well-organized workspace, or even a brief retreat to a quiet location can drastically reduce stress in these settings. Combining these adjustments with grounding practices, such as taking a brief walk or practicing gratitude, helps anchor you in the present and reduces overwhelm. When facing stress related to performance, such as exams or competitions, setting up routines can be highly effective. Rituals signal to your brain that it's time to focus and perform, creating a sense of familiarity even in high-pressure situations. Whether it's a pre-test breathing exercise or a specific warm-up routine before a game, these habits can make daunting scenarios feel manageable. In moments of existential stress, where you may feel overwhelmed by life's uncertainties or larger questions, practices that foster perspective are key. Engaging with Stoic principles, like the dichotomy of control, reminds you to focus on what you can influence and accept what you cannot. Pair this with activities that reconnect you to your sense of purpose, such as volunteering or spending time with loved ones, to ground yourself in what truly matters. Adapting stress control techniques also means knowing when to seek support. Some scenarios call for professional help, whether from a therapist, mentor, or trusted friend. Recognizing that certain stresses are too complex or heavy to manage alone is a sign of strength, not weakness. Seeking guidance adds another layer of tools to your arsenal, enhancing your ability to navigate life's challenges. By tailoring your approach to the specific nature of stress, you empower yourself to respond effectively in any situation. This flexibility ensures that your stress management strategies remain dynamic and impactful, helping you maintain a sense of control and resilience, no matter what life throws your way. 15. Teach stress management tools to others. One of the most profound ways to master a skill is by teaching it to others. Sharing stress management tools not only reinforces your own understanding, but also fosters a sense of connection and purpose. Stress is a universal experience, and equipping others with the ability to manage it creates a ripple effect of resilience and well-being. Teaching stress management starts with empathy. Understand that everyone experiences stress differently. Some may feel it physically as headaches or fatigue, while others may notice emotional symptoms like irritability or anxiety. Before you introduce techniques, listen to the person's specific challenges. This builds trust and ensures that the tools you offer feel relevant and personalized. Once you've established rapport, begin by sharing accessible techniques. Breathing exercises are an excellent entry point because they're simple, effective, and don't require special equipment. Demonstrate methods like the physiological sigh or exhale-focused breathing, and explain how they work to calm the nervous system. By guiding someone through these exercises in real time, you provide them with a tangible experience of relief, making the practice more likely to stick. Storytelling is another powerful teaching method. Share personal anecdotes about how you've used stress management tools in your own life. For example, describe a time when deep breathing helped you stay calm during a tense meeting, or how practicing gratitude shifted your perspective during a challenging week. Relatable stories humanize the techniques and show their practical value. Teaching others also involves debunking myths about stress. Many people view stress as entirely negative, but reframing it as a tool for growth can be transformative. Explain the concept of eustress, positive stress that motivates and enhances performance. Share how adopting a growth mindset and viewing stress as a challenge rather than a threat can improve resilience and outcomes. Creating opportunities for practice is essential. Encourage others to integrate stress management tools into their daily routines. This could involve setting aside 5 minutes for mindfulness, practicing intentional breathing during commute time, or keeping a gratitude journal. Help them identify moments in their day where these practices fit naturally, making it easier to build consistency. Visual aids and demonstrations can make complex ideas more accessible. If you're explaining the impact of stress on the body, use diagrams or simple analogies, such as comparing the nervous system to a thermostat that needs regulating. This helps others understand the science behind the tools, enhancing their confidence in using them. Empower others by teaching self-awareness techniques. Encourage them to recognize their stress triggers and responses. This might include journaling about stressful moments or reflecting on how their body feels during tension. Self-awareness is the foundation for applying the right tool at the right time, and teaching this skill fosters independence. Patience is key when teaching stress management. Not everyone will adopt these tools immediately, and that's okay. Offer encouragement and celebrate small wins, like someone successfully using a breathing technique before a stressful conversation. Positive reinforcement builds confidence and motivates further practice. By teaching stress management tools, you contribute to a culture of emotional resilience. The knowledge you share can help others navigate life's challenges with greater ease, creating a ripple effect of positivity. And in the process, you deepen your own mastery of these tools, solidifying your ability to handle stress in your own life. 16. Combine neuroscience with practical applications. Understanding stress from a neuroscientific perspective adds depth and clarity to your ability to manage it. When you grasp how the brain and body respond to stress, you can apply targeted strategies with greater confidence and precision. Combining this knowledge with practical applications bridges the gap between theory and real-world effectiveness. The human stress response is primarily governed by the autonomic nervous system, which operates in two main modes: the sympathetic, fight or flight, and the parasympathetic, rest and digest. Stress activates the sympathetic mode, triggering the release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. While these responses are essential for survival, chronic activation can lead to physical and mental health issues. Recognizing this balance allows you to develop strategies that restore equilibrium. One practical application of neuroscience is leveraging breathing techniques to regulate the nervous system. For example, deep, slow exhales activate the vagus nerve, a key player in the parasympathetic system. This can immediately reduce heart rate and calm the mind. Teaching others this connection between breath and brain empowers them to take control of their stress response in the moment. Neuroscience also explains why practices like mindfulness are so effective. Mindfulness activates the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for decision-making and emotional regulation. At the same time, it quiets the amygdala, the brain's alarm center. Sharing this understanding can motivate others to adopt mindfulness practices as they see the tangible impact on their brain function. Sleep is another area where neuroscience and practical application intersect. The brain uses sleep to consolidate memories, repair damage, and regulate emotions. Chronic stress often disrupts sleep patterns, creating a vicious cycle. Teaching stress reduction techniques like progressive muscle relaxation or avoiding screens before bed can enhance sleep quality, breaking this cycle and improving overall well-being. Neuroscience also sheds light on the role of exercise in stress management. Physical activity releases endorphins, which act as natural mood elevators. It also reduces levels of stress hormones like cortisol. Combining this knowledge with practical tips, such as incorporating 20 minutes of daily activity or finding an exercise routine you enjoy, makes stress management more actionable. Nutrition plays a significant role as well. The brain relies on a steady supply of nutrients to function optimally. Omega-3 fatty acids, for example, support brain health and reduce inflammation associated with stress. Sharing practical dietary tips, like incorporating salmon, walnuts, or flax seeds into meals, provides a straightforward way to support stress resilience. Another powerful intersection of neuroscience and practice is the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and rewire itself. This means that consistent stress management practices can create lasting changes in how your brain responds to challenges. Sharing this hopeful message encourages others to stay committed to their routines, knowing that over time they are rewiring their brains for resilience. When teaching these concepts, avoid overwhelming others with jargon. Instead, use simple language and relatable examples. For instance, compare the brain under stress to an overworked computer, slowing down, overheating, and becoming less efficient. By framing neuroscience in everyday terms, you make it accessible and engaging. The beauty of combining neuroscience with practical applications is that it provides a comprehensive toolkit for stress management, It empowers people to not only understand their stress, but also take actionable steps to address it. This blend of knowledge and practice creates a foundation for long-term resilience, helping individuals navigate life with greater confidence and ease. 17. Leverage short-term stress positively. Stress is often labeled as the enemy of well-being, but not all stress is harmful. Short-term stress, when harnessed correctly, can be a powerful tool for growth and achievement. This type of stress, known as eustress, serves as a motivator, sharpening focus, enhancing performance, and preparing the body for challenges. Learning to leverage short-term stress positively requires a shift in perspective and intentional actions. Imagine standing at the edge of a significant opportunity, a job interview, a public speech, or a crucial decision. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and your mind sharpens. These are the hallmarks of acute stress. And instead of succumbing to fear, you can channel this energy toward peak performance. The first step in leveraging short-term stress is reframing your mindset. Instead of viewing stress as a threat, see it as an ally, a signal that your body is preparing you to rise to the occasion. One way to capitalize on short-term stress is by setting clear goals. Stress becomes productive when it has a direction. For instance, if you're preparing for an exam, the stress you feel can push you to focus and study more effectively. Without a clear goal, stress can spiral into anxiety. Writing down specific objectives provides clarity, giving your stress a purpose and preventing it from feeling overwhelming. Time management plays a crucial role in harnessing short-term stress. When faced with a tight deadline, the stress of limited time can spur efficiency. Break tasks into manageable chunks, prioritizing the most critical elements. This approach not only reduces the sensation of being overwhelmed, but also ensures that stress propels you toward meaningful progress. Physical movement is another way to turn short-term stress into a positive force. Exercise, even in small bursts, channels the body's heightened energy in a productive way. A quick walk, a few minutes of stretching, or even deep breathing exercises can help dissipate excess nervous energy while keeping you focused and engaged. Cultivating awareness of your body's responses to stress is essential. Pay attention to the signals: elevated heart rate, quicker breathing, or increased focus. These physiological responses are not enemies. They are tools. Instead of fighting them, use them to your advantage. For instance, increased focus during a stressful moment can help you process information more quickly or make faster decisions. Social support is also invaluable in turning stress into a positive experience. Sharing your challenges with a trusted friend, mentor, or colleague can provide perspective and encouragement. Often, their insights or simple reassurance can shift your view of stress from something to fear into something to embrace. Reflection is key to mastering the art of leveraging short-term stress. After the stressful moment has passed, take time to evaluate what worked and what didn't. Recognize how stress enhanced your performance or helped you overcome obstacles. These reflections reinforce the positive aspects of stress and build confidence for future challenges. By learning to embrace and utilize short-term stress, you transform it from a perceived enemy into a valuable tool. This approach not only enhances your ability to perform under pressure, but also builds resilience, helping you approach future challenges with greater confidence and skill. 18. Intentional stress activation through breathing techniques. Stress is often something we try to avoid, but intentionally activating stress in controlled situations can actually strengthen your ability to handle life's challenges. Breathing techniques designed to induce mild stress help train your nervous system, making you more resilient in the face of unexpected difficulties. This intentional activation, when done correctly, can be empowering and transformative. Controlled stress activation works by simulating the physiological responses of stress in a safe environment. Breathing techniques like breath holds or rapid inhalation patterns momentarily increase your heart rate and elevate stress hormones like adrenaline. While this might sound counterproductive, these temporary states allow you to practice managing stress deliberately, strengthening your body and mind for real-world scenarios. One of the most effective methods for intentional stress activation is a practice called intermittent hypoxia, which involves holding your breath after a series of deep breaths. Begin by taking several deep inhales and exhales to oxygenate your blood. Then hold your breath for as long as is comfortably possible. As the urge to breathe intensifies, your body enters a mild stress state. The key here is to stay calm and focused, even as your heart rate increases and your body signals the need for air. This practice teaches your nervous system to remain composed under pressure. Another technique is paced hyperventilation, where you intentionally breathe rapidly for a short duration, followed by slow, controlled breaths. The rapid breathing induces a mild stress response, while the subsequent controlled breathing helps you bring your system back to calmness. This oscillation between stress and relaxation trains your body to recover more quickly after stresses, a skill that translates to everyday situations. The benefits of intentional stress activation extend beyond physiological resilience. These practices help build mental toughness as they force you to confront discomfort in a controlled setting. By choosing to face stress voluntarily, you develop confidence in your ability to handle challenges, reducing the fear and anxiety that often accompany unexpected stress. To maximize the effectiveness of these techniques, consistency is key. Regular practice conditions your nervous system, making it more adaptable over time. Start with short sessions and gradually increase the intensity as your body becomes more accustomed to the stress recovery cycle. It's important to approach intentional stress activation mindfully. Always listen to your body and avoid pushing yourself to extremes. These techniques should leave you feeling invigorated and balanced, not overwhelmed or depleted. If you have any health concerns, consult a medical professional before incorporating these practices into your routine. By intentionally activating and managing stress through breathing techniques, you equip yourself with a powerful tool for resilience. These practices not only enhance your physical capacity to handle stress, but also fortify your mental and emotional strength, empowering you to face life's challenges with greater composure and control. 19. Use cold exposure to release adrenaline. Cold exposure is more than just a wellness trend or a dare. It's a powerful tool for managing stress, enhancing focus, and building resilience. By subjecting your body to controlled cold environments, such as ice baths, cold showers, or outdoor exposure in chilly conditions, you can intentionally activate your body's stress response in a way that benefits your overall well-being. Among the many physiological effects, cold exposure triggers the release of adrenaline, providing a potent, natural way to sharpen your focus and improve your stress tolerance. When you immerse yourself in cold water or expose your body to cold temperatures, your nervous system responds by kicking into high gear. Your breathing quickens, your heart rate rises, and your body releases adrenaline and norepinephrine. While these are the same hormones associated with the fight or flight response, in this controlled setting, They work to invigorate your system rather than overwhelm it. This temporary state of stress trains your body to better handle the real-life stresses you encounter. The adrenaline surge from cold exposure not only boosts your alertness, but also has a ripple effect on your mood and focus. Research has shown that cold exposure increases dopamine levels, a neurotransmitter linked to motivation and pleasure, by up to 250%, leaving you feeling more energized and mentally clear for hours afterward. This is why many individuals incorporate cold showers or ice baths into their morning routines. It provides an immediate jolt of clarity and readiness to tackle the day. Using cold exposure as a tool doesn't require extreme measures. A simple practice like ending your warm shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water can provide significant benefits. The sudden cold stimulates your body to adapt, releasing adrenaline and sharpening your focus. Over time, you can extend these cold intervals or even try fully immersing yourself in cold water to deepen the effects. For those seeking a more intense experience, ice baths or outdoor exposure in cold weather with appropriate safety measures can offer a deeper level of stress training. Sitting in an ice bath for even a few minutes challenges your mind and body, teaching you to control your breath and stay calm under duress. This deliberate engagement with discomfort builds mental resilience, making it easier to manage unexpected stress in everyday life. Cold exposure is not just about physical benefits, it's also an exercise in mindfulness. The immediate shock of cold forces you to focus on your breathing and stay present, helping you regain control over your thoughts and emotions. This practice of staying calm amid discomfort translates directly into better stress management in other areas of your life. It's crucial, however, to approach cold exposure with caution and respect. Always start gradually, allowing your body to adapt to the new stimulus. Listen to your body's signals and avoid pushing yourself to the point of pain or extreme discomfort. If you have any medical conditions, especially related to heart health, consult a doctor before engaging in cold exposure practices. By integrating cold exposure into your routine, you're not just toughening your physical body, you're rewiring your nervous system to respond to stress more effectively. With regular practice, this method can transform your relationship with stress, giving you the tools to approach challenges with clarity, focus, and resilience. 20. Procrastination as a self-imposed stress tool. Procrastination is often viewed as a negative habit, a thief of time that leaves you scrambling to meet deadlines. But beneath the surface, procrastination is also a form of self-imposed stress, a tool that some unconsciously use to create urgency and pressure. While it can occasionally lead to bursts of productivity, relying on procrastination as a stress tool comes at a cost, often leaving you drained, overwhelmed, and less effective in the long run. The psychology behind procrastination reveals a fascinating interplay between motivation and stress. When you delay a task, you're often trying to avoid the discomfort of starting it. However, as the deadline looms closer, the stress of unfinished work triggers a surge of adrenaline and cortisol, creating a heightened sense of urgency. This hormonal rush can temporarily boost focus and productivity, but it's far from an optimal way to manage your time and energy. Using procrastination as a stress tool is like lighting a fire under yourself to move forward. While the flames might get you running, they also risk burning you out. The adrenaline-fueled productivity that comes from last-minute scrambles often leads to mistakes, poor decision-making, and missed opportunities to fully explore your ideas. Over time, this cycle can erode your confidence as you associate work with stress rather than accomplishment. To break free from procrastination's grip, it's essential to understand why you procrastinate in the first place. Often, it's a fear of failure, perfectionism, or feeling overwhelmed by the size of a task. Acknowledging these underlying emotions is the first step toward addressing them. Once you identify what's holding you back, you can take proactive steps to reframe your approach to tasks and reduce the need for self-imposed stress. One effective strategy is to break tasks into smaller, manageable chunks. When a project feels overwhelming, dividing it into bite-sized steps makes it more approachable. Each small win builds momentum, reducing the temptation to procrastinate and eliminating the need for a last-minute adrenaline rush. Setting specific, achievable goals for each step also helps you stay focused and motivated. Another key approach is to create artificial deadlines for yourself. By setting intermediate milestones well before the final deadline, you can simulate the urgency that procrastination provides without the accompanying stress. Reward yourself for meeting these milestones to reinforce positive habits and make progress more rewarding. Mindfulness practices can also help combat procrastination. Taking a moment to breathe and ground yourself before starting a task can reduce the anxiety or aversion that often fuels delay. Visualization techniques where you imagine the satisfaction of completing a task can also provide the motivation to start. By focusing on the positive outcome rather than the discomfort of the process, you shift your mindset toward action. Accountability is another powerful tool in overcoming procrastination. Sharing your goals with a friend, mentor, or colleague creates external pressure to follow through, reducing the likelihood of delay. Regular check-ins can keep you on track and provide valuable encouragement and feedback. While procrastination can be an effective stress tool in the short term, it's not a sustainable or healthy strategy for managing your workload. By replacing procrastination with intentional actions, such as breaking tasks into smaller steps, setting realistic deadlines, and practicing mindfulness, you can achieve more with less stress. Over time, these habits will not only improve your productivity, but also transform your relationship with work, allowing you to approach tasks with clarity and confidence rather than anxiety. 21. Manage relaxation. After stress to prevent crashes. Stress is an inevitable part of life, and in moderate doses, it can even be beneficial. However, what often goes unnoticed is how we manage the period immediately following a stressful event. This transitional phase is critical. Without intentional relaxation and recovery, the body's stress response can leave you feeling depleted, foggy, or emotionally overwhelmed, a phenomenon often referred to as a stress crash. Managing relaxation effectively after stress is not just a luxury, it's a necessity for long-term resilience and well-being. When you experience stress, your body releases a cocktail of hormones, including cortisol and adrenaline, to prepare you for action. These hormones are incredibly useful in the short term, giving you the energy, focus, and strength needed to tackle challenges. However, once the stressor is resolved, your body needs to down-regulate this heightened state and transition into recovery. Failure to do so can lead to prolonged activation of the stress response, which taxes your system and leaves you vulnerable to burnout, irritability, and even chronic health conditions. To manage relaxation effectively after stress, it's essential to create a deliberate practice of winding down. This doesn't mean collapsing on the couch and scrolling through social media. It involves intentional techniques that allow your nervous system to shift from fight or flight to rest and digest. A few minutes of deliberate relaxation can prevent the energy crash and emotional fatigue that often follows intense stress. Breathwork is one of the simplest and most effective tools for this transition. Techniques like slow, diaphragmatic breathing or extending your exhale can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to your body that it's safe to relax. Try inhaling for 4 counts, holding your breath for 4 counts, and exhaling for 8 counts. This practice not only calms your nervous system, but also improves mental clarity, helping you feel centered after a challenging moment. Another powerful strategy is progressive muscle relaxation, where you systematically tense and release different muscle groups in your body. This practice not only alleviates physical tension, but also sends a message to your brain that it's time to let go of stress. By the time you've completed the cycle, your body feels lighter and your mind is noticeably calmer. Engaging in mindful activities can also help manage post-stress relaxation. Whether it's a short walk in nature, journaling your thoughts, or listening to calming music, these practices allow you to process the stressor without ruminating on it. Mindful engagement brings your focus to the present moment, preventing your mind from spiraling into future worries or past regrets. Creating a ritual for relaxation can be particularly effective. Think of it as a signal to your body and mind that it's time to transition. This could be as simple as lighting a candle, sipping herbal tea, or practicing yoga stretches. Over time, these rituals become associated with relaxation, making it easier for your body to shift gears after stress. It's also important to address the mental side of relaxation. Often, the mind clings to stresses even after they've passed, replaying scenarios or fixating on what went wrong. Practicing gratitude can help shift this mindset. Take a moment to acknowledge something positive about your day, no matter how small. Gratitude reframes your perspective and helps release the grip of stress. Physical activity can also play a role in managing relaxation, but it's crucial to match the intensity of your activity with your current state. After acute stress, engaging in low-intensity exercise like stretching, walking, or gentle swimming is more beneficial than high-intensity workouts. These activities help dissipate residual stress hormones while promoting relaxation without overloading your system. By managing relaxation after stress, you create a buffer against the crashes that often follow intense experiences. This practice builds a foundation of resilience, allowing you to bounce back stronger and more balanced each time you face life's challenges. The result is not just better stress management, but also a deeper sense of peace and control over your emotional and physical well-being. 22. Raise stress thresholds through training. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but not all stress is created equal. While some people crumble under moderate pressure, others seem to thrive in the face of intense challenges. The difference often lies in their stress thresholds, the level of stress they can handle before it becomes overwhelming. The good news is that stress thresholds aren't fixed. They can be raised through intentional training and exposure to manageable stressors. By doing so, you build a reservoir of resilience that helps you navigate life's inevitable challenges with greater ease and confidence. Raising your stress threshold is like strengthening a muscle. Just as you wouldn't attempt to lift a heavy weight without first building up to it, you shouldn't expect to handle high levels of stress without training your body and mind to cope with it. This process, known as stress inoculation, involves gradually exposing yourself to stress in controlled settings. allowing your nervous system to adapt and grow stronger. One way to train your stress threshold is through physical challenges. Activities like high-intensity interval training, HIIT, weightlifting, or endurance sports push your body beyond its comfort zone. As you learn to manage physical discomfort and fatigue, your nervous system becomes more adept at handling stress in other areas of life. The mental fortitude you build during a tough workout translates to greater resilience in the face of deadlines, conflicts, or unexpected setbacks. Another effective strategy is cold exposure, such as ice baths or cold showers. These practices intentionally activate your body's stress response, teaching you to stay calm and focused under pressure. The controlled nature of cold exposure allows you to practice regulating your breathing and emotions, even as your body screams for relief. Over time, this resilience carries over to other stresses, making you less reactive and more composed in challenging situations. Breathwork is another powerful tool for raising stress thresholds. Techniques like box breathing, where you inhale, hold, exhale, and hold again for equal counts, train your nervous system to remain steady under pressure. Practicing this during moments of calm prepares your body to use it instinctively when stress levels rise, giving you a reliable method to stay grounded. Mental training is equally important in raising stress thresholds. Visualization exercises, where you imagine yourself successfully navigating high-pressure situations, can desensitize your mind to stress triggers. By repeatedly exposing your brain to these scenarios in a controlled way, you build confidence and reduce the anxiety associated with them. Mindfulness practices also play a crucial role. Meditation, for example, teaches you to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. This awareness helps you recognize stress as it arises, giving you the opportunity to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Over time, mindfulness reduces the intensity of your stress response, increasing your capacity to handle challenges. It's important to note that raising your stress threshold doesn't mean eliminating stress altogether or ignoring your limits. Recovery is an essential part of the process. Just as muscles need rest to grow stronger after a workout, your nervous system needs time to recover after periods of stress. Incorporating restorative practices like yoga, deep breathing, or quality sleep ensures that you're building resilience sustainably. In addition to personal practices, social support can amplify your stress threshold training. Sharing your experiences with trusted friends, mentors, or coaches provides perspective and encouragement, reminding you that you're not alone in your journey. This network of support acts as a safety net, giving you the confidence to push your limits without fear of failure. Raising your stress threshold is not about becoming impervious to stress, but about becoming adaptable in the face of it. With intentional training, you can transform stress from an overwhelming force into a manageable challenge. This shift not only enhances your ability to perform under pressure, but also fosters a deeper sense of control and mastery over your life. By building resilience step by step, you prepare yourself to face whatever challenges come your way with strength and confidence. 23. Modulate heart rate variability, HRV. Heart rate variability, HRV, is one of the most significant markers of your body's ability to manage stress and maintain balance. It refers to the variation in time intervals between heartbeats, and while that may sound overly technical, its importance cannot be overstated. A higher HRV generally reflects better adaptability and resilience, while a lower HRV often indicates chronic stress or poor recovery. Learning to modulate HRV can dramatically enhance your physical and mental well-being, by strengthening your capacity to handle stress effectively. At its core, HRV represents the dynamic interplay between your sympathetic nervous system, responsible for the fight-or-flight response, and your parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for rest and recovery. A balanced relationship between these two systems ensures that you can rise to meet challenges when necessary and relax when the threat has passed. HRV acts as a real-time indicator of this balance, and by modulating it, you can take control of your stress response like never before. One of the simplest and most effective ways to influence HRV is through breathwork. Slow, controlled breathing, especially when focused on longer exhales, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, increasing HRV and signaling your body to enter a state of relaxation. Techniques like box breathing or diaphragmatic breathing can be practiced anywhere and at any time, making them invaluable tools for stress management. For instance, try inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, exhaling for 6 counts, and holding for 2 counts. Repeating this cycle for just 5 minutes can have a noticeable impact on your HRV. Physical activity also plays a significant role in improving HRV. Regular moderate exercise, such as brisk walking, cycling, or yoga, strengthens your cardiovascular system and enhances your nervous system's flexibility. Even small bouts of movement throughout the day, like stretching or taking the stairs, can positively influence HRV over time. However, it's essential to strike a balance. Excessive high-intensity workouts without adequate recovery can lower HRV and exacerbate stress. Another critical factor in modulating HRV is sleep. Quality sleep is when your body resets, repairs, and strengthens its ability to handle stress. Poor or insufficient sleep significantly reduces HRV, leaving you more vulnerable to stresses. Establishing a consistent sleep schedule, creating a dark and cool sleeping environment, and avoiding stimulants like caffeine in the evening are foundational practices for optimizing HRV through better rest. Nutrition also has a surprising impact on HRV. A diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods provides the nutrients necessary to support your autonomic nervous system. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish like salmon and in walnuts, have been shown to increase HRV. Hydration too plays a crucial role. Dehydration can decrease HRV, so keeping water intake consistent throughout the day is vital. Psychological stress has a direct and immediate effect on HRV, often lowering it during times of tension or anxiety. Mindfulness and meditation practices are effective tools for countering this. By focusing on the present moment and cultivating an attitude of acceptance, you can quiet your mind and allow your nervous system to recalibrate. Guided meditations, apps, or even a simple practice of observing your breath can significantly enhance your HRV over time. Technology can also be a powerful ally in modulating HRV. Wearable devices like smartwatches and fitness trackers often provide real-time HRV data, enabling you to monitor your progress and identify patterns. For instance, you might notice that your HRV dips after poor sleep or rises after a relaxing walk. Using these insights, you can fine-tune your habits to support optimal HRV. By making HRV modulation a regular part of your routine, you create a feedback loop that reinforces resilience and balance. Over time, you'll notice not only a greater capacity to handle stress, but also an improved sense of overall well-being. It's not just about avoiding stress, it's about building a system that thrives under pressure while knowing when to recover and recharge. HRV modulation empowers you to live a more balanced and resilient life, where you're in control of your internal state, no matter what the external world throws your way. 24. Minimize social isolation. Human beings are inherently social creatures, wired for connection and collaboration. Yet, in today's fast-paced, digitally driven world, social isolation has become a silent epidemic. While occasional solitude can be restorative, prolonged social disconnection can have profound effects on both mental and physical health. Reducing social isolation is not just about improving your mood. It's about nurturing a foundational aspect of your well-being that directly influences your resilience, stress levels, and overall quality of life. Social isolation increases stress levels, often subtly at first, but with cumulative consequences over time. When you're isolated, your body tends to perceive the world as more threatening, activating your stress response more readily. This prolonged activation can lead to chronic stress, which adversely impacts everything from your cardiovascular health to your immune system. Minimizing isolation, therefore, is one of the most effective ways to lower your baseline stress levels and foster emotional resilience. Start by evaluating your current social connections. Ask yourself how often you engage meaningfully with others. Texting and social media interactions, while convenient, don't provide the same benefits as face-to-face or voice-to-voice communication. Genuine social interactions trigger the release of oxytocin, a hormone that calms the nervous system, lowers cortisol levels, and strengthens your sense of belonging. Making an effort to connect with friends, family, or colleagues, even briefly, can significantly impact your stress levels. Rekindling old relationships can be an excellent way to combat isolation. Sometimes life gets in the way, and valuable connections fade into the background. Reach out to an old friend or family member you haven't spoken to in a while. A simple text or call can reignite bonds and remind you of the support network you already have. These reconnections can provide both emotional and practical support during stressful times. If your social circle feels limited, consider joining community groups, clubs, or classes that align with your interests. Whether it's a book club, fitness class, or volunteering opportunity, shared activities foster organic connections and create a sense of purpose. Engaging in these group settings helps you build relationships while adding structure to your life, reducing the likelihood of slipping into isolation. Pets can also play a surprising role in minimizing social isolation. A dog, for instance, not only offers companionship, but also encourages you to engage with others. Walking your dog in the park often leads to casual conversations with fellow pet owners, creating opportunities for connection. Even without pets, spending time in communal spaces like parks or coffee shops can make you feel part of a larger social fabric. Digital tools, when used wisely, can help bridge gaps in physical distance. Video calls with loved ones, participating in online communities, or joining virtual meetups can provide meaningful connections when in-person interactions aren't possible. However, it's essential to strike a balance and avoid relying solely on digital platforms, which can sometimes exacerbate feelings of loneliness if overused or misused. Reducing isolation also involves a degree of vulnerability. Opening up about your feelings or reaching out for support might feel uncomfortable, but it's an essential step toward building deeper, more meaningful relationships. The act of sharing, whether it's your struggles or your joys, fosters intimacy and trust, which are key components of strong social bonds. Nature-based activities, such as group hikes or outdoor yoga classes, offer a dual benefit. They combine the stress-reducing effects of nature exposure with the social benefits of connecting with like-minded individuals. Being surrounded by others while engaging with nature creates a unique sense of community and belonging. To maintain momentum in minimizing isolation, establish regular social rituals. A weekly phone call with a friend, a monthly dinner with family, or a standing coffee date with a colleague ensures that meaningful interactions remain a consistent part of your routine. These rituals not only reduce isolation, but also provide you with something to look forward to, creating a positive feedback loop of connection and anticipation. Minimizing social isolation isn't about having a large social circle. It's about cultivating a few deep, authentic relationships that provide mutual support and understanding. By prioritizing connection, you create a buffer against life's stresses and reinforce your emotional and physical health. In a world that often feels disconnected, taking intentional steps to foster social bonds is one of the most powerful tools for resilience and well-being. 25. Engage in serotonin-inducing activities. Serotonin is often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter, but its role goes far beyond fleeting moments of happiness. It's deeply involved in regulating mood, promoting a sense of well-being, and managing stress. Serotonin acts as a stabilizer for your emotional state, helping you feel calm, centered, and capable of handling life's challenges. Engaging in serotonin-inducing activities is like giving your brain a supportive nudge toward resilience, even during stressful times. To understand why serotonin is so crucial, it helps to think of it as the brain's internal mood balancer. Low levels of serotonin are often associated with anxiety, depression, and heightened stress responses. Conversely, higher serotonin levels promote feelings of contentment and reduce the impact of stress on your mental and physical health. The beauty of serotonin is that it can be naturally boosted through simple, enjoyable activities that fit seamlessly into your daily routine. One of the most effective ways to increase serotonin is by spending time in natural sunlight. Sunlight exposure helps your body synthesize serotonin from tryptophan, an amino acid found in your diet. Even a brief 10 to 15 minutes of sun exposure each day can make a noticeable difference. Pair this with outdoor activities like walking, gardening, or sitting in a park to combine the benefits of sunlight and movement, which further amplifies serotonin production. Exercise is another powerful serotonin booster. Physical activity, especially aerobic exercises like jogging, swimming, or dancing, increases the availability of tryptophan in the brain and enhances serotonin synthesis. The positive effects of exercise aren't limited to vigorous workouts. Even moderate activities like yoga or stretching can elevate serotonin levels while calming the nervous system. Your diet plays a significant role in serotonin production. Foods rich in tryptophan, such as turkey, eggs, cheese, nuts, seeds, and tofu, provide the building blocks for serotonin. Pair these with complex carbohydrates like whole grains to help tryptophan cross the blood-brain barrier more effectively. Maintaining a balanced diet that includes these foods ensures a steady supply of the nutrients needed for optimal serotonin production. Social connection is also closely linked to serotonin. Meaningful interactions with loved ones, or even acts of kindness towards strangers, can trigger serotonin release. When you help someone, your brain rewards you with a dose of serotonin, reinforcing the behavior and making you feel good about yourself. Volunteering, mentoring, or simply lending a listening ear are all excellent ways to boost serotonin while building stronger social bonds. Engaging in creative activities can provide a serotonin lift too. Whether it's painting, playing a musical instrument, writing or crafting, the process of creating something taps into the brain's reward system. These activities not only bring joy, but also offer a sense of accomplishment, which is closely tied to serotonin release. Mindfulness practices such as meditation, deep breathing, and visualization can help regulate serotonin levels by reducing stress and promoting relaxation. When your stress levels are lower, your brain is better able to produce and utilize serotonin effectively. Even a brief mindfulness session can create a noticeable shift in your mood and energy. Gratitude journaling or reflecting on positive experiences is another subtle yet potent way to increase serotonin. Recalling moments of joy, success, or connection activates the brain's reward pathways, including those linked to serotonin. By training your brain to focus on the positive, you cultivate an environment where serotonin thrives naturally. Sleep is essential for maintaining healthy serotonin levels. During sleep, your brain replenishes its neurotransmitters, including serotonin. Poor sleep disrupts this process, leading to imbalances that exacerbate stress and mood issues. Prioritizing good sleep hygiene, like sticking to a consistent bedtime and creating a calming pre-sleep routine, ensures that your serotonin stores are replenished regularly. The beauty of engaging in serotonin-inducing activities is their accessibility. These are not grand gestures or monumental shifts, but small, intentional choices that accumulate over time. Each walk in the sun, shared laugh, or nutritious meal builds a foundation of resilience against stress and anxiety. By prioritizing these activities, you're not only nurturing your mental health, but also creating a life rich with moments of joy and contentment. 26. Practice gratitude to counter stress. Gratitude is a deceptively simple, yet profoundly transformative practice. When faced with stress, the human mind often gravitates toward problems, setbacks, and uncertainties, creating a cycle of worry and tension. Gratitude interrupts this cycle, shifting your focus to what is good, stable, and meaningful in your life. By practicing gratitude, you train your brain to counteract stress with appreciation, fostering emotional resilience and inner peace. Gratitude is not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about recognizing the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small or fleeting they may seem. This shift in perspective has a measurable impact on the brain. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude activates the prefrontal cortex and enhances serotonin and dopamine production, two neurotransmitters essential for mood regulation and stress reduction. One of the simplest ways to practice gratitude is through journaling. Set aside a few minutes each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for. These can be as significant as a supportive partner or as small as the warmth of your morning coffee. The act of writing helps solidify these positive experiences in your mind, creating a reservoir of good memories to draw upon during tough times. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to notice and appreciate positivity more readily. Gratitude can also be expressed verbally or through actions. Telling someone you appreciate them, writing a heartfelt thank you note, or performing a random act of kindness not only strengthens your relationships, but also reinforces your sense of connection and belonging. These interactions often lead to a feedback loop of positivity, where your expression of gratitude inspires reciprocal kindness. Mindfulness is another avenue for practicing gratitude. Take a moment to pause and observe your surroundings. Notice the small details, a gentle breeze, a kind gesture from a stranger, or the comfort of your home. By anchoring yourself in the present moment, you cultivate a deep sense of appreciation for what you have right now, reducing the weight of stress caused by future uncertainties or past regrets. Gratitude is also a powerful tool for reframing negative experiences. While it's natural to feel overwhelmed by challenges, gratitude helps you find meaning and growth in adversity. Reflecting on how a difficult situation led to personal growth, new opportunities, or stronger relationships allows you to see stress as a catalyst for positive change rather than a purely negative force. Incorporating gratitude into your routine doesn't have to be time-consuming or elaborate. Simple rituals, like starting or ending your day with a gratitude practice, can have a profound impact. For example, before you go to bed, think of one thing that went well that day. This small shift in focus sets a positive tone for your subconscious mind as you sleep, helping you wake up with a more optimistic outlook. Gratitude also strengthens your sense of self-worth. Recognizing what you have achieved and the support you have received reinforces the idea that you are capable and valued. This sense of self-assurance acts as a buffer against stress, giving you the confidence to face challenges head-on. The science of gratitude aligns beautifully with ancient Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of appreciating what you have rather than yearning for what you lack. By practicing gratitude, you embody this wisdom, focusing on abundance rather than scarcity. This mindset not only reduces stress, but also creates a foundation for lasting contentment. Ultimately, gratitude is one of the most accessible and effective tools for managing stress. It doesn't require any special equipment or significant time investment, just a willingness to pause, reflect, and appreciate. By cultivating gratitude, you transform your relationship with stress, turning it from a source of tension into an opportunity for growth and connection. In a world that often emphasizes what's missing, gratitude reminds you of all that you already have, grounding you in a sense of fulfillment and peace. 27. Optimize diet, nutrition, exercise, and sleep for stress management. Managing stress is not a one-size-fits-all approach, but there's one universal truth. Your lifestyle habits play a pivotal role in determining how well you handle stress. Diet, nutrition, exercise, and sleep are the foundational pillars of well-being. When optimized, these elements form a robust defense system against stress, equipping your body and mind to thrive even in challenging circumstances. Diet is the cornerstone of your body's stress resilience. What you eat fuels your brain, regulates your hormones, and impacts your overall energy levels. Consuming a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods ensures that your body gets the nutrients it needs to function optimally. Incorporate foods high in magnesium, such as leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, to help relax your muscles and calm your nervous system. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish like salmon and in flax seeds, are known to reduce inflammation and support brain health, directly mitigating stress. Avoid processed foods, excessive sugar and caffeine, as they can create energy spikes followed by crashes, amplifying feelings of anxiety and irritability. Hydration is another critical component. Even mild dehydration can elevate cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress. Drinking adequate water throughout the day helps your body maintain homeostasis, supporting both physical and mental performance. For variety, herbal teas like chamomile or green tea can offer calming effects and additional health benefits. Exercise is often hailed as one of the most effective stress relievers, and for good reason. Physical activity releases endorphins, your body's natural feel-good chemicals that improve mood and reduce the perception of stress. Regular exercise also lowers cortisol levels and improves sleep quality, creating a positive cycle that enhances your overall resilience. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise most days of the week. Activities like brisk walking, cycling, or yoga not only strengthen your body, but also provide a mental reset, helping you process and release pent-up stress. While high-intensity workouts can be beneficial, it's essential to listen to your body. Overtraining can lead to increased cortisol levels, counteracting the benefits of exercise. Balance intense workouts with restorative practices like stretching, tai chi, or simply taking a nature walk. Engaging in movement you genuinely enjoy ensures that exercise becomes a sustainable habit rather than a chore. Sleep is arguably the most undervalued tool for managing stress. During sleep, your body repairs and regenerates itself, while your brain processes emotions and consolidates memories. Lack of sleep, on the other hand, exacerbates stress, impairing your ability to think clearly, regulate emotions, and handle challenges effectively. To optimize sleep, establish a consistent bedtime routine. Avoid screens at least an hour before bed, as blue light disrupts your natural sleep-wake cycle. Create a sleep-friendly environment with a dark, cool, and quiet bedroom. If falling asleep is a challenge, consider relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or reading a calming book before bed. Nutrition and exercise are deeply intertwined with sleep quality. Consuming heavy meals or stimulants like caffeine late in the day can disrupt your ability to fall asleep. Instead, opt for a light snack that combines complex carbohydrates and protein, such as whole grain crackers with almond butter, to support steady blood sugar levels throughout the night. Likewise, exercising too close to bedtime can be overly stimulating, so aim to finish workouts at least a few hours before winding down. Integrating mindfulness into your daily routine enhances the benefits of diet, exercise, and sleep. Practices like mindful eating encourage you to savor your meals, reducing the likelihood of stress-induced overeating. Incorporating brief moments of mindfulness into your exercise or pre-sleep routine can deepen your relaxation and help you stay present. When you optimize your diet, nutrition, exercise, and sleep, you create a synergistic system that doesn't just manage stress, it fortifies you against it. These foundational habits are not quick fixes, but lifelong investments in your well-being, offering you the clarity, energy, and resilience to face stress with grace and confidence. 28. Use non-prescription supplements like L-theanine and ashwagandha judiciously. In today's fast-paced world, stress is almost unavoidable. While lifestyle changes like diet, exercise, and sleep remain the gold standard for stress management, non-prescription supplements like L-theanine and ashwagandha can provide additional support. These natural compounds, when used judiciously, can help modulate your stress response, offering relief during particularly challenging periods. L-theanine, an amino acid found primarily in green tea, is celebrated for its calming effects without causing drowsiness. It works by increasing alpha brain waves, which are associated with a relaxed but alert mental state. Additionally, L-theanine promotes the production of gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, an inhibitory neurotransmitter that reduces overactive neural activity. This makes it especially effective for managing stress and anxiety, as it helps quiet the racing thoughts that often accompany these states. Taking L-theanine before a high-pressure situation, such as a presentation or a difficult conversation, can help you remain calm and focused. Many people also use it in the evening to unwind and prepare for restful sleep. While L-theanine is generally considered safe, it's important to start with a low dose, such as 100 to 200 milligrams, to gauge your body's response. Combining it with caffeine, as often seen in energy drinks, can provide a smooth energy boost without the jitters. But this pairing may not be ideal for everyone, especially those sensitive to caffeine. Ashwagandha, an adaptogenic herb long used in Ayurvedic medicine, is another powerful ally in managing stress. Adaptogens help the body adapt to stresses by modulating cortisol levels and enhancing overall resilience. Ashwagandha, in particular, has been shown to reduce cortisol, improve sleep quality, and alleviate feelings of anxiety. Its effects are cumulative, meaning regular use over weeks yields the best results. For individuals experiencing chronic stress or burnout, ashwagandha can be a game changer. It helps balance the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis, which governs your body's stress response. By calming this system, ashwagandha reduces the physiological toll of stress, including fatigue, irritability, and brain fog. Typical doses range from 300 to 600 milligrams per day, but it's advisable to start with a lower dose and consult a healthcare professional, especially if you're on other medications. When incorporating these supplements into your routine, it's crucial to adopt a mindful approach. Supplements are not a substitute for healthy lifestyle habits. They are tools to complement them. Over-reliance on supplements without addressing the root causes of stress, such as poor sleep, lack of exercise, or unresolved emotional issues, will yield limited results. It's also essential to prioritize quality when choosing supplements. Look for reputable brands that provide third-party testing to ensure purity and potency. Examine.com is an excellent resource for researching supplements, offering evidence-based information about their benefits, risks, and appropriate dosages. If you have any pre-existing health conditions or are taking prescription medications, consult a healthcare provider before adding new supplements to your regimen. Remember that the effectiveness of supplements like L-theanine and ashwagandha can vary from person to person. What works well for one individual might not be as effective for another. Listen to your body and track how you feel after taking these supplements to determine whether they are a valuable addition to your stress management toolkit. Used wisely, L-theanine and ashwagandha can be powerful allies in your journey to better stress management. These natural remedies offer a gentle yet effective way to calm the mind, balance the body, and restore a sense of control amidst life's challenges. Combined with foundational practices like a balanced diet, regular exercise, and good sleep hygiene, they create a comprehensive approach to managing stress with resilience and ease. 29. Avoid high-dose melatonin due to potential negative effects on stress and hormone regulation. Melatonin is often marketed as the magic bullet for sleep-related issues, promising restful nights with a simple pill. While melatonin is indeed a natural hormone produced by your pineal gland, responsible for regulating your sleep-wake cycle, it's important to understand that more isn't always better. High-dose melatonin supplements, commonly ranging from 1 to 10 milligrams, can have unintended negative effects on your stress response and hormone regulation. Melatonin works in harmony with your circadian rhythm, which is influenced by light exposure. Darkness prompts your body to produce melatonin, signaling that it's time to wind down for the night. When you take melatonin supplements, especially in high doses, you're essentially overriding this natural system. While this might help you fall asleep in the short term, it can disrupt your body's intricate hormonal balance over time. High doses of melatonin can suppress cortisol, a hormone critical for managing stress and energy levels. Cortisol follows its own natural rhythm, peaking in the morning to help you wake up and gradually declining throughout the day. When melatonin is taken in excessive amounts, it can interfere with this process, leading to lower cortisol levels when you need them most. This suppression can leave you feeling groggy, fatigued, and ill-equipped to handle the demands of your day. Moreover, melatonin doesn't just impact your stress hormones, it can also interfere with reproductive hormones. Studies suggest that excessive melatonin intake might disrupt the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal (HPG) axis, which regulates hormones like estrogen and testosterone. For children and adolescents, high-dose melatonin is particularly concerning as it may suppress puberty-related hormonal processes. Another overlooked aspect of high-dose melatonin use is the potential for dependency. When you consistently take melatonin supplements, your body may reduce its natural production of the hormone, creating a reliance on external sources. This dependency can make it even harder to achieve restful sleep without supplementation, perpetuating a cycle of sleep issues. To avoid these pitfalls, consider alternative strategies for improving sleep and managing stress. Start by optimizing your sleep environment. Dim the lights in the evening, reduce screen time, and maintain a consistent bedtime routine. If you decide to use melatonin, opt for a low dose, typically between 0.3 to 0.5 milligrams, which is closer to the physiological levels your body naturally produces. Always consult a healthcare professional before introducing supplements, especially if you're dealing with chronic stress or other health conditions. Melatonin, when used judiciously, can be a helpful tool. However, high-dose melatonin is not a sustainable solution and can lead to more harm than good. Protect your body's natural hormonal balance by focusing on long-term lifestyle changes and reserve melatonin for occasional low-dose use when absolutely necessary. 30. Recognize the myth of adrenal burnout and understand true adrenal insufficiency. The concept of adrenal burnout has gained popularity in wellness circles, often described as the result of chronic stress exhausting your adrenal glands. However, this idea is a myth that oversimplifies how the adrenal glands and the stress response actually function. While stress undeniably affects your body, the notion that your adrenal glands can burn out is not supported by scientific evidence. Instead, understanding the distinction between adrenal fatigue and true adrenal insufficiency can empower you to manage stress more effectively. Adrenal glands are small but mighty organs located on top of your kidneys. They produce cortisol, adrenaline, and other hormones that help regulate stress, metabolism, and immune function. When you encounter stress, your body activates the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis, prompting your adrenal glands to release cortisol. This response is designed to be temporary, providing the energy and focus needed to navigate challenges. The myth of adrenal burnout suggests that prolonged stress depletes your adrenal glands, leaving them unable to produce sufficient cortisol. While it's true that chronic stress can dysregulate the HPA axis, your adrenal glands don't burn out or run out of hormones. Instead, persistent stress can lead to either hyperactivation or downregulation of the HPA axis, causing cortisol levels to become too high or too low at inappropriate times. True adrenal insufficiency, such as Addison's disease, is a rare medical condition in which the adrenal glands cannot produce adequate cortisol due to damage or dysfunction. This condition requires medical diagnosis and treatment, typically involving hormone replacement therapy. Unlike the vague symptoms attributed to adrenal burnout, such as fatigue, brain fog, and low energy, adrenal insufficiency has specific clinical markers, including low blood pressure, significant weight loss, and electrolyte imbalances. Believing in the myth of adrenal burnout can lead to ineffective or even harmful interventions. For example, people may turn to high doses of adrenal supplements or stimulants, hoping to recharge their adrenals. These approaches often mask symptoms without addressing the root causes of stress dysregulation. Instead of focusing on the idea of burnout, shift your attention to strategies that support overall stress resilience. These include regulating your sleep-wake cycle, incorporating mindfulness practices, and engaging in regular physical activity. Eating a nutrient-dense diet and maintaining a balanced intake of macronutrients and micronutrients can also support HPA axis health. Adaptogens like ashwagandha or rhodiola may help regulate cortisol levels, but they should be used as part of a comprehensive approach rather than a standalone solution. Understanding the myth of adrenal burnout also highlights the importance of seeking evidence-based information. Many self-diagnosed cases of adrenal fatigue are better explained by other conditions, such as sleep apnea, hypothyroidism, or even chronic stress. If you're experiencing persistent fatigue or other unexplained symptoms, consult a healthcare professional for a thorough evaluation. Recognizing the true nature of stress-related hormonal dysregulation allows you to focus on practical, science-backed methods for managing stress and improving well-being. By debunking the myth of adrenal burnout, you can avoid unnecessary treatments and take meaningful steps toward building long-term resilience. 31. Utilize examine.com to research supplements and their scientific backing. In a world overflowing with health and wellness claims, supplements often stand at the forefront of promises to enhance vitality, reduce stress, or improve overall well-being. However, the supplement industry is notoriously unregulated in many regions, leaving consumers vulnerable to misinformation or products that fail to deliver on their promises. This is where examine.com comes into play, a trusted resource for unbiased, evidence-based information on supplements and their scientific backing. Examine.com is a treasure trove of meticulously curated research, offering insights into the efficacy, safety, and proper usage of various supplements. Unlike marketing materials or anecdotal endorsements, this platform relies solely on scientific studies to inform its conclusions. By providing links to peer-reviewed research, examine.com empowers individuals to make informed decisions about what they put into their bodies. One of the standout features of examine.com is its human effect matrix, which visually organizes the effects of a supplement based on different outcomes, such as its impact on stress, sleep, energy levels, or physical performance. For example, If you're curious about a supplement like L-theanine, you can view a clear breakdown of its effects on relaxation, focus, and stress, along with the strength and reliability of the evidence supporting each claim. This approach cuts through the noise and provides clarity in an often confusing market. Another advantage of using Examine.com is its dedication to transparency. The platform does not sell supplements or have affiliations with supplement companies, ensuring that the information presented is free from conflicts of interest. This neutrality is crucial in an industry where marketing gimmicks often overshadow scientific facts. For those looking to manage stress or enhance their health through supplements, Examine.com can be a valuable starting point. Supplements like ashwagandha, magnesium, or rhodiola are often touted for their stress-reducing properties. However, their effects can vary significantly based on dosage, individual biology, and quality of the product. By researching these substances on Examine.com, you can gain a deeper understanding of their mechanisms and determine whether they align with your health goals. Beyond individual supplements, Examine.com also offers comprehensive guides and articles that delve into broader health topics, such as sleep optimization, mental health, and nutrition. These resources can provide a holistic perspective, helping you integrate supplements into a balanced approach to well-being rather than relying on them as quick fixes. While Examine.com is an excellent resource, it's important to remember that it is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult a healthcare provider before starting any new supplement regimen, especially if you have underlying health conditions or are taking medications. In a world where wellness trends and pseudoscience often blur the lines of truth, utilizing Examine.com is like having a knowledgeable friend who always gives you the straight facts. By leveraging this platform, you can navigate the supplement landscape with confidence, ensuring that your choices are both informed and effective. 32. Balance, alertness, and calmness to match life's demands. Life is a delicate dance between moments that demand razor-sharp focus and others that call for deep, restorative calm. Navigating these states effectively is not just a matter of productivity, but also a cornerstone of mental and physical well-being. Striking the right balance between alertness and calmness allows you to perform at your best while protecting your body and mind from the toll of chronic stress or burnout. Alertness, fueled by your body's sympathetic nervous system, equips you to tackle challenges with energy and determination. It's the spark that propels you through work deadlines, decision-making, and physical exertion. However, prolonged states of high alertness can lead to feelings of anxiety, exhaustion, and even health issues like hypertension or sleep disturbances. This is why it's equally vital to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery. Balancing these opposing forces starts with awareness of your internal state. Are you too wound up to focus effectively, or perhaps too sluggish to meet the demands of the day? Recognizing these signals allows you to course correct in real time using simple yet powerful tools. Breathing techniques are among the most effective ways to modulate your level of alertness or calmness. Short, sharp inhales, followed by long, slow exhales, can shift your nervous system toward calmness, making this technique ideal for moments of stress. Conversely, increasing your breathing intensity or incorporating quick, deep breaths can boost alertness when you need an energy kick. These tools are versatile, discreet, and can be employed anywhere. From a tense meeting at work to a quiet moment of fatigue at home. Physical movement also plays a pivotal role. Light aerobic exercise, such as a brisk walk or gentle stretching, can invigorate your senses and elevate your energy levels. On the other hand, slower, more deliberate activities like yoga or Tai Chi promote relaxation, helping you unwind after a demanding day. Experimenting with different forms of movement can help you discover what works best for your unique physiology. Another key factor in achieving balance is the timing and composition of your meals. A diet rich in complex carbohydrates, healthy fats and proteins supports sustained energy levels and prevents the roller coaster effects of blood sugar spikes and crashes. Hydration is equally important, as even mild dehydration can exacerbate feelings of fatigue or irritability. Sleep is the ultimate reset button, recalibrating your nervous system and preparing you for the next day's challenges. However, it's not just about the number of hours you sleep, but also the quality. Creating a consistent bedtime routine, minimizing screen time before bed, and optimizing your sleep environment can help you achieve deeper, more restorative rest. Mindfulness and mental focus are equally crucial. Practices such as meditation or journaling provide a mental pause, allowing you to process thoughts and emotions without becoming overwhelmed. These moments of stillness can counterbalance the mental chatter that often accompanies high alert states. Balancing alertness and calmness is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor. It requires tuning into your body and mind, experimenting with strategies, and adjusting as needed. By learning to shift gracefully between these states, you can meet life's demands with resilience and poise, ensuring that neither stress nor lethargy has the upper hand. 33. Avoid reactive behavior by managing short-term stress. Effectively, in the heat of the moment, stress has a way of taking the wheel, steering us toward impulsive decisions and regrettable actions. Avoiding reactive behavior is not just about self-control. It's about mastering the ability to pause, process, and respond intentionally rather than letting emotions dictate your actions. Managing short-term stress effectively is the key to this mastery, allowing you to transform chaotic reactions into calm, calculated responses. Short-term stress is often triggered by unexpected situations, a sudden confrontation, an overwhelming task, or a piece of unwelcome news. In these moments, your body's fight-or-flight response kicks in, flooding you with adrenaline and cortisol. These stress hormones prepare you for immediate action, but often cloud your judgment, making it easy to lash out, withdraw, or act without considering the consequences. The challenge lies in intercepting this automatic response before it takes over. The first step to managing short-term stress is cultivating awareness. Recognize the physiological signals that stress is mounting: a quickened heartbeat, shallow breathing, or a tightening in your chest. This awareness acts as a red flag, signaling you to slow down before reacting. By noticing these cues, you create a critical pause, a moment to regain control before stress drives your behavior. In this pause, breathing techniques become your most accessible ally. The physiological sigh, where you take a long inhale followed by a shorter second inhale before exhaling deeply, can quickly reduce stress levels. This method calms your nervous system, giving you the clarity to assess the situation with a cooler head. Even a few deep, deliberate breaths can create a buffer between stimulus and reaction, buying you time to think through your response. Another powerful tool is the mental reframing of stress. Instead of seeing stress as the enemy, view it as a signal. a call to action or adjustment. For example, if you feel stressed before giving a presentation, recognize that your body is preparing you to perform at your best. This shift in perspective can neutralize the panic and help you channel stress into constructive energy. Physical movement can also play a role in managing short-term stress. A quick walk, some light stretching, or even clenching and releasing your fists can diffuse pent-up energy, preventing it from manifesting as reactive behavior. These physical actions ground you in the present moment, disrupting the stress response cycle. Cultivating mindfulness is another critical strategy. While mindfulness often conjures images of long meditation sessions, it can be as simple as bringing your attention to the present moment. Notice your surroundings, focus on a single sensation, or repeat a calming mantra in your mind. These practices anchor you, preventing stress from spiraling into overreaction. Preparation is equally important. Anticipate situations that might trigger short-term stress and rehearse your responses in advance. If a colleague's criticism tends to stress you out, practice responding with calm, constructive language rather than defensiveness. Over time, this rehearsal strengthens your ability to stay composed under pressure. Avoiding reactive behavior doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or ignoring your stress. Instead, it's about engaging with stress mindfully and intentionally. By managing short-term stress effectively, you gain the power to respond in ways that align with your values and long-term goals. Over time, this practice builds a reputation for resilience and thoughtfulness, qualities that serve you in both personal and professional awareness. 34. Leverage stress as a positive force in appropriate contexts. Stress often gets a bad rap, but not all stress is harmful. When harnessed correctly, stress can be a powerful motivator and a catalyst for growth. This concept, known as eustress, describes the kind of stress that challenges you to rise to the occasion, pushing you to achieve your best. Learning to leverage stress as a positive force requires a shift in perspective and the ability to discern when and how to channel it effectively. Stress becomes positive when it aligns with a meaningful goal or challenge. Consider an athlete preparing for a big game, a student tackling a challenging exam, or an entrepreneur launching a new venture. In these situations, stress signals that the stakes are high, sharpening focus, enhancing energy, and motivating preparation. Instead of viewing stress as an obstacle, it becomes a tool, a reminder of what's at stake, and an incentive to take action. To leverage stress positively, it's essential to reframe your mindset. Instead of fearing stress, welcome it as a sign of growth and opportunity. When stress arises, ask yourself, what is this stress urging me to do? What's the larger purpose or value driving this feeling? This reflection helps you channel stress into purposeful action rather than succumbing to overwhelm. Physical and mental preparation is key to making stress work for you. When you know a stressful situation is on the horizon, take proactive steps to build confidence. Practice, rehearse, and plan as much as possible to reduce uncertainty and increase your sense of control. For instance, if you're stressed about an important presentation, thorough preparation can turn that stress into focused energy rather than paralyzing fear. Engaging with stress in small, controlled doses can also enhance your ability to handle it positively. This concept, often referred to as voluntary discomfort, involves intentionally exposing yourself to manageable stressors to build resilience. Activities like public speaking, physical training, or taking on challenging projects stretch your comfort zone, teaching you to navigate stress with confidence and composure. Another way to leverage stress positively is by anchoring it to a larger purpose. When stress feels overwhelming, reconnect with the bigger picture. Why are you taking on this challenge? How does it align with your values or long-term goals? This perspective transforms stress from a burden into a meaningful part of your journey. Balance is critical. While stress can be a positive force, too much of it, especially for prolonged periods, can lead to burnout. Pay attention to your body and mind, recognizing when stress shifts from productive to harmful. Practices like mindfulness, relaxation techniques, and social support can help you recover and maintain equilibrium. Celebrate the victories that stress helps you achieve. Whether it's nailing a presentation, completing a project, or simply pushing through a tough day, take a moment to acknowledge your effort and growth. This reinforcement creates a positive association with stress, making it easier to embrace future challenges. Stress is not inherently good or bad. It's how you respond to it that matters. By learning to leverage stress in appropriate contexts, you can transform it from a source of anxiety into a powerful ally in your pursuit of personal and professional growth. 35. Build tools for emotional and stress regulation. Grounded in objective physiology, managing stress and emotional turbulence effectively requires more than just willpower or positive thinking. It demands a scientific understanding of how your body and brain work under pressure. By building tools for stress and emotional regulation grounded in objective physiology, you can establish a reliable framework to navigate life's challenges with composure and clarity. Physiology plays a pivotal role in your emotional state. Your autonomic nervous system regulates stress responses, oscillating between the sympathetic, fight or flight, and parasympathetic, rest and digest systems. Stress often tips this balance toward overactivation of the sympathetic system, triggering rapid heartbeats, shallow breathing, and a racing mind. Understanding this dynamic provides the foundation for creating actionable tools to regain control. One essential tool for emotional regulation is controlled breathing, which directly influences your nervous system. Breathing deeply and slowly activates the parasympathetic system, promoting relaxation. Techniques like the physiological sigh, taking a deep inhale, a short second inhale, and a prolonged exhale, can lower cortisol levels and calm your mind within moments. Regular practice reinforces your ability to deploy this tool under stress. Another powerful physiological tool is gaze control. Your visual focus influences your mental state more than you might realize. Narrowing your focus, such as staring intently at a single point, increases alertness and activates the sympathetic system. In contrast, broadening your gaze, such as observing your peripheral vision without concentrating on one spot, induces calmness. This simple adjustment can help you regulate emotions during intense moments, like a high-stakes meeting or difficult conversation. Movement is another key strategy. Physical activity releases endorphins, regulates cortisol, and helps dissipate the physical tension that stress creates. Even light movement, such as stretching or walking, can reset your physiology and break the cycle of stress-induced overactivation. Hydration and nutrition are often overlooked, but critical components of emotional regulation. Dehydration increases stress hormone levels, while balanced nutrition provides the energy and biochemical stability your brain needs to process emotions effectively. Ensuring adequate water intake and eating foods rich in omega-3s, magnesium, and vitamin B can enhance emotional resilience. Sleep is equally vital. Sleep deprivation exacerbates stress responses and diminishes your capacity for emotional control. Establishing consistent sleep patterns and creating a restful environment can serve as a long-term strategy for maintaining emotional equilibrium. Cold exposure, such as a cold shower or brief ice bath, is another tool that has gained scientific backing. It may sound counterintuitive, but the intentional stress of cold exposure trains your body to recover more efficiently from stress, enhancing your resilience over time. Similarly, practices like yoga or Tai Chi integrate physical movement with mindful breathing, combining multiple physiological benefits in a single activity. Leveraging technology can also support emotional regulation. Devices that measure heart rate variability, HRV, provide real-time feedback on your stress levels, helping you identify triggers and practice calming techniques more effectively. Building tools for emotional and stress regulation grounded in objective physiology transforms your response to life's challenges from reactive to proactive. By integrating these scientifically backed strategies into your daily life, you cultivate resilience and emotional stability, enabling you to face stress with confidence and clarity. 36. Practice mindfulness and focus to disengage effectively when needed. In a world that constantly demands your attention, knowing how to focus and disengage when necessary is a superpower. Mindfulness and focus allow you to stay present during critical tasks, while the ability to disengage helps you protect your mental and emotional well-being. Practicing these skills is not about escape, but about cultivating the ability to step back, reassess, and return stronger. Mindfulness begins with awareness. It's about being fully present in the moment without judgment. Whether you're working on a project, engaging in a conversation, or simply taking a walk, mindfulness helps you focus your energy where it matters most. However, staying mindful in a chaotic world requires consistent practice. Meditation is one effective way to develop this skill. Even a few minutes a day focusing on your breath or observing your thoughts without attachment can sharpen your ability to anchor yourself in the present. Focus, the partner to mindfulness, is your ability to channel your attention toward a single task. In today's digital age, distractions abound, pulling your focus in 100 directions. To cultivate focus, start by setting clear intentions for each task. For example, if you're working on a report, set a specific goal, such as completing a section within 30 minutes. Eliminate distractions by silencing notifications, clearing your workspace, and creating an environment conducive to concentration. However, focus alone isn't enough. You also need the ability to disengage effectively when a situation becomes overwhelming or unproductive. This skill, often underestimated, is essential for maintaining balance and preventing burnout. Disengaging doesn't mean giving up. It means taking a strategic pause to recharge or reassess. For instance, stepping away from a heated argument or taking a break from a challenging task allows you to return with a fresh perspective and renewed energy. Mindfulness aids in disengagement by teaching you to observe your thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. Imagine you're in a stressful meeting. Instead of reacting impulsively, mindfulness allows you to notice your rising tension, acknowledge it, and choose a calm response, or even decide to step away if the situation warrants it. This practice prevents you from getting swept up in reactive patterns and helps you maintain control over your actions. To disengage effectively, physical cues are also valuable. Taking a few deep breaths, stretching, or even stepping outside for fresh air can create the mental space needed to reset. These small actions signal to your brain that it's time to shift gears, reducing the intensity of the stress response. Time management techniques like the Pomodoro technique also blend focus and disengagement. By working in focused intervals, e.g., 25 minutes, followed by short breaks, you maximize productivity while preventing mental fatigue. During breaks, engage in activities that genuinely relax you, such as listening to music, practicing deep breathing, or simply staring out the window. These moments of intentional disengagement enhance your overall performance. Practicing gratitude as part of mindfulness can help you disengage from negative thought patterns. Reflecting on what you're grateful for shifts your focus away from stresses and toward positivity. This mental reset is a powerful way to regain clarity and composure. Mastering mindfulness and focus, coupled with the ability to disengage effectively, is like having a compass in a storm. It guides you toward intentional action, allowing you to navigate challenges with clarity and resilience. Over time, this practice not only enhances your productivity, but also enriches your emotional and mental well-being. 37. Use external tools, like supplements and techniques, as aids, not dependencies. In the journey toward managing stress and achieving emotional balance, external tools like supplements and stress-reducing techniques can be incredibly helpful. However, their role should always be supportive rather than central. When these tools become dependencies rather than aids, they risk undermining your long-term resilience and ability to adapt to life's challenges. Supplements like L-theanine, ashwagandha, and magnesium are often lauded for their stress relief properties. They work by modulating the nervous system, reducing cortisol, or enhancing the body's natural relaxation pathways. For example, L-theanine promotes calmness without sedation by increasing alpha brainwave activity, while ashwagandha lowers cortisol levels during periods of chronic stress. These compounds can be beneficial, particularly during high-pressure periods or transitional phases, but they should never replace foundational habits like proper sleep, regular exercise, and healthy nutrition. Similarly, techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or cold exposure can serve as effective tools for calming the mind and body in the moment. Practices such as the physiological sigh or controlled exhalation directly influence your autonomic nervous system, providing immediate relief during moments of acute stress. Cold showers, for instance, can train your body to better handle stress over time by activating your sympathetic nervous system in a controlled environment. The danger arises when reliance on these tools becomes habitual, overshadowing the importance of building intrinsic resilience. External tools should complement, not substitute, your internal ability to self-regulate. For example, relying exclusively on a magnesium supplement to relax your muscles or using meditation solely to unwind after every stressful event can foster a dependence that limits your adaptability. Instead, aim to integrate these tools into a broader framework of stress management. One way to avoid over-reliance is by treating external tools as temporary supports rather than permanent fixtures. If you're using supplements, maintain awareness of their dosages and their purpose in your regimen. Supplements are most effective when used intentionally during moments of genuine need rather than as a default solution. Similarly, techniques like deep breathing or mindfulness should serve as gateways to cultivating self-awareness and emotional control rather than as crutches for avoiding difficult emotions. It's also important to continually assess your progress. Are you becoming more capable of handling stress on your own, or are you reaching for external aids more frequently? Reflection helps you identify whether you're using these tools as aids or as dependencies. When external tools empower you to build resilience, they're fulfilling their purpose. When they become necessary for daily functioning, it's time to recalibrate. Ultimately, external tools are like training wheels on a bike. They provide stability and support as you develop confidence and skill, but the goal is to eventually ride unaided. Cultivating internal resources, such as emotional awareness, mental clarity, and physiological control, ensures that you can navigate life's challenges independently, with external tools acting as enhancements rather than essentials. 38. Foster awareness of internal states to align them with external demands effectively. One of the most profound ways to manage stress and enhance emotional well-being is by cultivating a deep awareness of your internal states and aligning them with the demands of your external environment. This alignment ensures that your energy, focus, and emotional responses are calibrated to meet the challenges you face, creating a sense of harmony and purpose in your daily life. Awareness begins with understanding your body's signals. Stress manifests not only in the mind, but also in the body. Tight shoulders, a racing heart, shallow breathing, or an upset stomach are all indicators of internal tension. By tuning into these cues, you can identify when stress is building and take proactive steps to address it before it escalates. Techniques like body scanning meditations, where you mentally check in with each part of your body, can help develop this attunement. Once you've cultivated awareness of your internal states, the next step is learning how to adjust them to suit your external demands. For example, if you feel sluggish before an important meeting, intentional practices like inhale-emphasized breathing can help boost alertness and bring your energy levels in line with the task at hand. Conversely, if you're overwhelmed by a demanding day, practices like the physiological sigh can help you downshift into a calmer state, allowing you to approach tasks with clarity and focus. This alignment extends beyond physical states to emotional and mental readiness. Emotions like anxiety or frustration often arise when there's a mismatch between your internal state and external expectations. Awareness allows you to identify these emotional mismatches and address them constructively. For example, if you notice feelings of anxiety before a presentation, grounding techniques such as naming 3 things you can see, hear, and feel can help you recenter and bring your emotional state into alignment with the situation. It's also essential to recognize when external demands exceed your capacity and to adjust accordingly. This might mean delegating tasks, postponing commitments, or simply taking a break to recharge. Awareness of your limits is not a weakness. It's a strength that allows you to allocate your resources wisely and avoid burnout. Cultivating internal awareness also requires regular reflection. Journaling or self-assessment practices can help you evaluate how well you're managing stress and aligning your internal states with external demands. Questions like, "What triggered my stress today?" or "How did my responses affect the outcome?" can provide valuable insights and guide future adjustments. Over time, fostering this awareness creates a sense of agency and control. Instead of feeling reactive or overwhelmed by life's demands, you develop the ability to navigate them with intention and grace. This alignment between internal states and external realities not only enhances your resilience, but also fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment as your actions and emotions become more congruent with your goals and values. As we come to the end of this journey through 38 Stoic strategies for managing stress and anxiety, it's important to remember that the road to a calmer, more centered life is paved with small, intentional steps. Each strategy we've explored is a tool that can help you not just manage stress, but transform it into a force for growth and resilience. Stoicism teaches us that while we may not control the events of life, we always control our response, and in that response lies our true power. Whether it's mastering your breath, embracing gratitude, or aligning your internal state with external demands, these strategies empower you to live with greater clarity, purpose, and peace. Start small, be consistent, and watch how your life begins to shift toward balance and strength. We want to hear from you. Which of these strategies resonated with you the most? Have you tried any of them before, or are there others you swear by? Let us know in the comments below. Your experiences could inspire and help others in their journey toward mastering stress and anxiety. If you found value in these insights and want to continue exploring life-changing Stoic principles, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. By joining us, you'll ensure you never miss another lesson on living a life of strength, calm, and purpose. Let's walk this path together.